6. Man Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is loose. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another V1 live stream coming at you from North Texas as always. However, our airplane is sitting somewhere we have, I don't think we've ever flown on stream. So this is going to be pretty fun. This is a highly requested couple airports that we're flying into. We are in Brazil right now. We are in, I'm going to butcher this one. Porte Algere? I can't remember what the name is. I'm probably going to butcher that up, but we're going to Santos Dumont eventually. That'll be our second leg. We're doing a pit stop in Sao Paulo, and then we're going to quick turn the airplane and head into Santos Dumont. We are live weather, live time. The weather is pretty beautiful a little bit further north, so we got to go ahead and get out of the southern part of Brazil here, or I guess kind of mid-continent. Just a little bit of rain band right now that moved in over the airport as I was sitting here, so it'll be fun. We haven't seen this airplane in any rain or inclement weather yet, so this ought to be fun. We're going to fire it up. We are completely cold and dark. What is up, Fubar? Good to see you. Ginar Hoffe. Good to see you. Swarm, Chuck Blake, Phase 1, Ivar, Lundby, Robinson, Santana, Christian, good to see you, my friend. Al W, what is up, man? Texas represent. Good to see you here. Mysterious Mr. T. And Mr. Guru KN. What's up, guys? Many more. It's not Porte Algere. It's not Porte Algiers. Porte Alegre? Porto Alegre? There we go. One of the two. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's super, it's just stunning views out here. It's just absolutely beautiful in this part of the world. As you can see here, we'll kind of just, I've got my camera views fixed now. So you will have the rain effects, but oh man, look at this airplane. Sitting here on a wet ramp, completely cold and dark. I can't wait to fire it up and see how it handles on the way out. XP72, what's up, man? Good to see you. Beautiful weather indeed. XP, good to see you, man. I think you'll be streaming later tonight, right? I'll be watching that as well. Porte Algere. Porte Algere. There you go. Thank you, Ricardo. Appreciate it, man. Perfect soupy weather, and it's going to be absolutely stunning once we get on top of the clouds. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fire this airplane up. We are cold and dark. We're going to get the power on the airplane, and we're going to just get out of here, and then we'll do that quick turn state when we are in Sao Paulo. So let's turn that off, and I do have Fly Live working up there. It is synced, but listen to this, guys. Listen to the rain on the airplane. I'm going to turn this up. I mean, that's pretty awesome. The rain on the window. This is cool. I have not flown this airplane at all in anything other than just VFR weather. So let's come up to the overhead. Let's go ahead and get power on the airplane here. We're going to go ahead and arm the emergency exit lights. We need a GPU. So we're going to go FS actions, ground service, ground GPU cart, request power. They're going to connect that. And there it is. Let's check on the overhead. There it is. Ground power is available. We'll go ahead and turn that on. With that on, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the floodlight. Let's go ahead and turn it on to bright. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and turn our panel lighting up here. We're going to be rocking the... I changed my encoder settings a little bit, so I'm hoping that it's going to still be a pretty sharp picture for you guys. Sometimes when I up the encoder settings, if they take some tweaking, because when you move the camera around a lot, it can get a little fuzzy. But hopefully we'll have that sorted out here. Kind of a test. I'm going to brighten these up here just a little bit more. Oh, if you double click them, it turns it to 0. Interesting. I don't want to do that. Let's turn this all the way back around. But there we go. Look at that beautiful cockpit coming to life. Images 5x5. Thank you, Max. The video is smooth. Awesome, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So yeah, I was streaming in not 60 FPS for you guys, but that was on my old GPU. So I've now got my GPU set the way I want it. I'm trying to target my encoder to be the way I want it now. So, all right, we got the initial ground service set. We do probably need to open up some doors here. So that's open. Why don't we just go ahead and get everybody over here? Let's get ground service. Let's just start all this right now. Let's go to the next page. Let's get a potable water, lab service. We don't need maintenance, thank goodness. We'll get the fuel truck over here. I don't think we need a passenger bus. Cabin cleaning? Sure. They're on arrival hold. Forward and aft galley, we'll get them here. And we don't need stairs. Jetway, we'll just do that. Next page, forward carts and a loader, and aft carts and a loader. So we're going to get everybody to the airplane here, completely cold and dark. We'll return and get back to the FMC knit page. And there we go. Fuel truck is showing up. Everybody is showing up. Lav service truck is showing up here. Gotta love doing a pre-flight when the lav service is downwind of your location. Not very enjoyable, but it is what it is. All right, let's start from the top and work our way down. We're going to go ahead and put these into the nav position. Leading edge devices and flaps, that's cool. We can test that. All the test functions actually work. I was messing with that. We'll leave the ADIRs off for now. Fuel pumps can stay off. That looks good. We are on GPU power. In fact, I can put this on ground power. It is, so we could see the amps and volts from the ground power cart. That's pretty cool. Seatbelt sign, we'll just go ahead and get those on right now. Preparation for boarding. Everything else looks good over here. Our cruise altitude today, let me double check that since we're up here. We're going up to 37,000 feet, so let's dial that up. 37,000. Oh, lost my mouse there. 370, you can see the doors are opening. That's awesome. Did I see Flight Deck to Sim do an impromptu upset recovery? I did, Max. I did. I've been over there watching Flight Deck to Sim doing his streaming. I've been learning a lot. Been trying to soak in as much as I can. He is definitely the go-to Boeing gentleman when it comes to all things Boeing. So I've been paying close attention to his stream. Very enjoyable learning from him. Super knowledgeable. Fantastic information over there on his stream today. Oh, we know what we need to do. We also need to brighten up these panels down here. Let's go ahead and turn the floodlight on a little bit, and then we'll get the background lighting on. Had a look at the galley power switch. It's an insane detail of modeling. Oh, wow. Yeah, the level of detail is very, very good. Very good. I am blown away. I still am. 22.8 for Unicom. We'll leave that. We don't have any ATC. And you could do your fire test and all that. But we're going to leave that off. Weather is in-op. That's okay. All right. Let's go ahead and begin chugging along at our alignment here. So pause, init. We are going to just go ahead and do the reference airport of SPBA. SPBA, that's going here. What? SBPA. Man, the identifiers down here, for some reason, do not register in my brain. Take the GPS left, we'll set the IRS position. Now we can go over here to the route page, and then we're going to be departing Porte Algere, SBPA, to Sao Paulo, which is Sierra Bravo, Sierra Papa. Close that out of there. As far as departure, that's a fair point. Let's check the METAR here. .280 at 7, 4,000, rain, mist, broken at 9, overcast at 3,500. That seems to be exactly what we're looking out the window. 1018 or 1015 on the meter. So 280 at 7. If that's the case, let's pull up our charts here. Get ready for departure. We're going to depart off 29 on the Juice. Really? I don't think we can do Juice from 29. Well, it's less than 10 knots. I think we can do it. Let's take off with the tailwind. Let's try that. Let's go back. Departure, arrival. Let's do 1-1. Juice. Antler. Typically 2.9 is the would be where you'd want to go. But I'm curious. It's only 7 knots, so it should be fine. We'll go off 1-1. Next page from Antler, we're going to Upper Mike 540. Upper Mike 540 to Nice, Alpha, November, India, Sierra, Echo. Execute that. And the Ogtal 1 Alpha. Now, what's interesting, and that's got me on 17 right at Sao Paulo, so we'll just load that in for now, and then we'll see how it is when we get a little bit closer. So we'll plan for the ILS X-ray 17 right on the Ogtala from Nice. Execute. We'll look at the legs page here. With all these streams lately, V1 has me thinking he's a full-time fake pilot now. Hey, man, my secret's out. My secret's out. Let's skip through here. We don't have any discos except the one where the runway is, which is normal. So we'll keep that there because we're going to check that when we get a little bit closer, make sure it is indeed a proper runway for landing. We'll go off 1-1. That looks good. We can close that for now. So that is done. We're going to get over here for the init. Let's do this. So I'm going to go to FS Actions, Ground Services, and next page, next page. We are taking 120 people. And we also need to... We'll get the jet crews over here. Ooh, look at that. There's an Azul 320 coming in. How do you decide which ILS version to use? I just guessed on this one. I will, when we get airborne a little bit closer, I will take a closer look at it. Seems like this jetway is not... Oh, I guess we're bringing the stairs over again. Maybe this jet bridge is broken. Only 73s flying around now. I'll be the only Airbus on VATSIM within a week. Yeah, just wait till the... just wait until the... Phoenix drops. Then it will be all Airbuses. I can almost guarantee that. All right, next page. So that's good. Let's go ahead and start the boarding. 120 people. For cargo, 2,500 again. I'm just going to do an easy 500. I mean, you can get hardcore and actually load all your sim brief and all that. Arrival hold. Why are they on hold? I can't remember. This gave me an issue last time. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. In Porte Algere, there's a mall next to the airport, and you can visit the DC-3 from Varig. Wow, that's awesome, man. All right, so why can't we? Maybe we have to release these. Boarding is done. We've got boarding. That's good. Do we really have to release the galley trucks before they will start unloading? Let's see. When the Phoenix drops, there will be dog fights on VATSIM between the Phoenix and PMDG. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm curious why. Huh. PMDG won't let you unload? Ah. Alright, well in that case, no worries. Let's go payload, let's go forward cargo, let's do it ourselves. We'll just go manual 2,500. 2,500 in the aft as well. 8 for 800 and 112 of 120, so we got 120 plus... Yeah, 120 total souls on board. There's our weights. As far as fuel goes, we do need to change that. Because we don't need 25,000 pounds of fuel. So we're going to adjust that. That's a whole lot of gas that we don't need. We don't want to be carrying all that extra weight. Our sim brief blocked us out today with a little over 10,000 pounds. So let's just set 11,000 in case we have to do a missed approach. 23.9. Beautiful. I'm going to go to the payload page there. So that's our final numbers. I'm going to go 0 fuel weight, double click this, 112.6. We're taking 3,000 pounds extra, or I'm sorry, of reserve. Our cost index is going to be 55 up to Sao Paulo. Our optimum is 400. Our actual cruise today is 37,000 feet. We'll execute that. N1 limit, we're not going to derate. We're going maximum N1. That's fine. Takeoff will be a flaps 5 takeoff with a CG of 24.7. QRH speeds 119, 122, 131 is set for now. That looks good to me. With that done, let's go ahead and start prepping for push and start. We'll get the fuel pumps on. We'll get the APU on. Dougal McTavish, what's up, man? Welcome. I do have the Payware Santos Dumont Airport. It is absolutely stunning. Maybe not just the airport itself, but the whole area there is absolutely stunning. Well, I did one test sector, did the RNP approach in there, very sketch. I am going to be very nervous flying it, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So why not give it a shot here live with you guys? Good to see you, Dougal McTavish, man. I hope you're enjoying. I hope you picked up the PMDG as well, man. I know you're loving the VFR flying, but you might be going into full Boeing mode here if you pick this sucker up, because it is a joy to fly. Red Master joining along for at least one leg. Well, welcome aboard. Tony 2 times. Good to see you, sir. Christian says, I noticed that you kind of have to call them in a certain order, otherwise they come after others are released. Okay, Christian. That's something I'm going to have to learn. Like the whole ground handling order of things. Alright, APU is on. APU generated. We'll get that on. And, excuse me, we'll go yaw damper on. That's good. Nothing in the center tank. But Flight Tech to Sim, he does the cross-feed valve check. Bright, and then dim, it's off. Cool, that looks good. All these lights can stay off. Logo is set, land altitude is set. Let's go ahead and get the APU bleed on. Let's get some packs on right now, just so we can have some air on the ground here. Hydraulics will be on for pushback. Window heat is coming on. And we'll get the probes after engine start. We don't have any ATC on today, so we're going to set our top altitude of 370. I do too, Jeremy. That flicker of the power transfer, absolutely awesome. Good attention to detail. 370 is set. We'll get our flight directors on after engine start. Our V2 speed 131. I'm going to do 131 plus 15 because that's what my other buddy said to do. So the 50 would be 46. All right, 370 is set, 146. Runway heading, we are taking off with a little bit of a tailwind. But it's only 7 knots, so it shouldn't be that bad. We'll set 110. All right, that looks good. Let's pre-plan a pushback, shall we? Get out of this rainy area. Jeff says, I'm getting closer to coming over to Microsoft with every stream. The graphics and flight model are superb. They are getting there, man. They are definitely getting there. For going to runway 11, I'm not quite sure which direction we're going to go, so we're just going to push straight back, and then I will turn the airplane. I should have looked. I think we actually have to go this way. And if not, we'll just double back. So that'll be our pushback. That's pre-planned. We'll close that for now. Let's get back into the cockpit. Let's see if we can't get rid of some of these ground service vehicles out there now. We don't need that. We can release the ground power. We can pull the chocks. They're disconnecting, detaching. Our fuel is done. Disconnecting. Everything looks good there. Disconnecting. So we're waiting for everybody to leave the aircraft. We are standing by. We'll get rid of that jet bridge, and then we'll be on our way. That's the wrong way. I love these external sounds, man. It is just... Jeremy, you said you had something to say about the sounds. What do you think? Whoa there, truck. How can we set panel state to always of default to cold and dark? You can save a panel state. I haven't looked far enough into that to, like, you know, as far as when you start up. There's options. There's options for all different panel states in the FMC. You can select one. When you load into the airplane for the first time, though, I think it's always, ground power on or ground power on. Hey, Captain, you're in a Boeing 737. You crossed over to the dark side of the Force. Andres, just for a little bit, my friend, just for a little bit. Dougal says, I need to relearn all the Navigraph and SimBreeze stuff. Yeah. Once you stop using it, you kind of lose it. You can still fly VFR and PMDG. There you go, Dougal. Just take off VFR. All right, so we got to get rid of that belt loader at some point. He's leaving. Everybody is leaving. Ooh, there's another goal starting up over there. I wish we had that livery for the PMDG. We only have this one. I think this is an older one. But that new goal livery is absolutely fantastic. What's the call sign? Is it just goal flight? I thought it was goal flight. Jeremy says external sounds and internal sounds are good, but engines are not quite as rich as the Zebo. I heard Flight Deck to Sim talking about that, saying there's not as much bass. It's not bassy enough. He would know more than I do about the sounds. But just from from like just a simmer's perspective, I think they are awesome. But he did say they were like Toga was a little bit tinny. Flew a 700 from St. Martin on March. Very uncomfortable and small. Yeah, 6'2", 35, knees were short. Yeah, Robinson, that will happen, man. They are cramped airplanes. Get rid of the jet bridge, please. Jet bridge is going back. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Fuel pumps are on one last time. That's on for pushback, and anti-collision can come on. We are going to go packs off. I'm going to reset this, APU bleed off, and then APU bleed on, because it's a Boeing, and let's go. Why am I getting an electric config? That is on, that is on, that is off. Okay. Probably normal. Let's go ahead and start engines. Should get more than that, right? There we go. Grounding 2. Here we go. So I got several views set up. I've got some Windows views and some non-window views. There is 25%. Let's go fuel. Oh yeah. See, I love that. I think that sounds pretty dang good. Lucas, you're watching on a layover? Started at Sao Paulo earlier today, but on the bus. Hey, I'm jealous of you being on that bus, man. Well, thanks for tuning in on the layover. Appreciate you, man. I've never flown down in this part of the world in sim or in real life, so this is all new to me. But the one test sector I did, it is absolutely beautiful. Sounds like we got a good engine start. We can get rid of that. We'll set the brakes. And let's go ahead and ground number 1. Sounds good on your subwoofer? Look at that view. There is 22, 23, 24, 25. With the sound of the rain on the cabin, it's just unbelievable. Jeff, the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Jeff, for the $10 super chat. It says, hope the pics on Discord give you some inspiration for home cockpit setup. So excited for the 320 window to get here, Jeff. They are awesome, man. Thank you so much for that $10 bomb. I appreciate that, sir. I do indeed love your setup. I think it looks really good. I've got something in the works. Might still be a little while, but I will be posting pics when it all comes together. But thanks again for your support, man. I can't wait to see your whole setup when it's complete, too. Thanks for your support, man. All right, so we got 1 and 2 online. Go ahead and turn the APU off. We're going to go auto, off. Probe heat can come on. And we're going to do a flaps 5. Check this. Listen to these flap sounds, though, Jeremy. Come on, listen to this. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a huge flap and wing texture guy and flap sound guy. I think this sound and flap detail is the best I've seen out there. I mean, this wing looks real to me. I mean, this is as close to the real thing as I've seen, even comparing it to like the Flight Factor 320 wing textures. even like Zebo textures on the wing. I think this wing looks freaking awesome. Best flap sounds of any 737 we have. I agree with you, Jeremy. I agree. So flaps 5 is set. Trim is 4.9. Let me make sure that is indeed set. 4.9 is set. Let's go flight directors. We can do LNAV, VNAV, and we're taxiing to 1-1, which is that direction. So we need to actually make a right turn. We're going to double back here. So taxi light is coming on. Brakes are coming off. And I do have the tiller working pretty nicely. We'll go yoke cam here so you can see the taxi out. You can't see the tiller though, but here we go. Yeah, the tiller is working really good with this now. I had to get rid of one of the other axes I had bound with it, so I did get it fixed. It seems to be working really good. Oh, also got to go RTO there, forgot that. What's up, V1? Love your streams, man. Keep it up. Thank you, Baze. Appreciate it, man. We'll make another right turn over here. I wish I could turn that blue lighting off in the cabin. Flight deck sims did say the ground friction seemed a little stiff. I can see that too. I gotta actually have quite a bit of power here just to keep rolling. We're not even that heavy. Separate tiller, what axis is it? I believe it's prop axis. It's in the manual. I don't believe... Yeah, the wipers don't do anything. Not at Microsoft anyway, unfortunately. So why do these CFMs have the traditional slide back reversers, but Airbus CFMs have the flower pedals? Because the flower pedals won't fit on this airplane, I don't think. Too low to the ground, because it's old. Remember, the first time that 737 had engines, it was the JTADs. That has been, I don't know, that seems to be one of the plaguing issues with the 737 design. I mean, they had to squash the engines. That's what caused the MAX to crash, was the MCAS, because they had to raise the engines to fit the new motors on there. The original design was with those JTADs, and you just don't have the clearance when you start going to these bigger engines. That's just a guess on my part, but I mean, it seems pretty logical. Are your throttles and flap lever custom made? Yes, they are. 3D sim mods off Etsy. Carta, what's going up, man? Welcome. It is a bit wet here. It is raining. The rain seems to be picking up a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and hold short of 11 here real quick. I want to make a radio call since it is IMC. We are online, so we're going to set the brake there. Ooh, I think I was still rolling when I set that. Never done that before. All right, we do need a squawk 2000. TARA is set. Squawking 2000. Let's go traffic and terrain mode on. We'll dim that background light a little bit. Let's do a config check. That seems to work. Porte Algere? Porte Algere. Porte Algere traffic, goal 357, departing runway 11. Cool. Nobody on Unicom coming in, so we are going to light it up. Goes to flight. Wing light, position and strobe on. Let's align it up. Would it be worth waiting for the 800? Do you think it would still be worth getting the 700? Only you can answer that question. Look at the lighting. Look at the lighting reflecting off the water. Look at that. The wet surface. The only thing I wish is we had like some jet blast or some mist behind the engine, you know? But the lighting reflecting off of the wet pavement is incredible. Yeah, auto throttle not armed. I didn't arm it for the takeoff config check. I'll arm it now. I like to arm it when I take the runway. I can't remember. I was jump seating on some airline, and that was kind of their below item thing. They didn't arm the auto throttle until taking the runway. I don't remember who it was. All right, LNAV, VNAV, 146. Auto throttle is armed. Terrain is up. TCAS is on. Enjoy the departure, guys. Carter says some good news. I managed to download most of Microsoft. Nice, Carter. Somehow I managed to fix it. Hopefully it's still going. Carter, I can't wait, man. Cannot wait for you to get it up and running. That's awesome, though. Dan, no worries, man. You're just in time. Since we are taking off with a little bit of a tailwind here, I'm going to use all available runway. I'm going to also reset my track IR so I can see where I'm looking now. I'm not familiar with the turning radius of this, but we're going to give it a shot here. Wow, that's actually pretty low viz. The rain seems to be getting harder. Okay, apparently... Interesting. Apparently the, yeah, tiller's full left. Alright. Ignore that lineup, because we totally botched that. I think maybe when I clicked down for my track IR, it recentered my nose wheel. We took out a runway ladder too, it's alright. I hear XP72's got a couple of runway lights in his basement. Maybe he can fix the runway here for us later today. Alright, well, we ate up a nice bit of runway there. I'm sure Flight Deck Sim would cringe at that lineup. But, hey, we're on center line. We're ready to go. I'm going to cancel that so you don't have to watch that. And let's spool them up 50. Toga. All right, here we go. N1 LNAV Toga's armed or green. I don't know what the callouts are. Thrust set. Throttle hold. Wow, look at the rain effects.
V1 rotate.
Nice and easy on the rotation here.
Positive reincline.
You're up. I know Flight Deck to Sim, he said only 20 degrees pitch max, even if the flight directors command more. So we're going to just do 20 degrees max. There's reduction. We're LNAV, VNAV speed. It's plus 20, we don't have to worry about engine anti-ice. Listen to the rain, though, on this fuselage. Waiting for breakout. We'll get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. There's flaps 1. And flap 0. Following the flight directors. Sounds like the rain has stopped. There's 250 knots for our climb out speed. My trim has pretty much stopped working because of my honeycomb. It's doing honeycomb things. Pretty much a straight climb out. We'll go Command A. So we are N1 LNAV VNAV speed Command A. We'll go back into regular cam. 250. We're getting ready to break out. I'm gonna turn it. Oh, here is the breakout. Oh my word. Look at those range shafts, guys. Whew. Are you kidding? Screenshot. Wow. What a breakout. What an absolute stunning breakout. Look at this. Love for Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah, I'm in love. You guys haven't been able to tell already. Here's 10,000. We have a 10,000 or below restriction, I believe, so it is following the VNAV. We're basically holding at 10,000. It's still plus 14C. We don't need any engine anti-ice yet. We'll go RTO off. Somebody said this should be in continuous, not flight, so I will go continuous there. We're at 10,000. I guess we'll go ahead and get the lights off too. We'll clean it up. That can come off. And actually, we're just going to go off because we're at a 10. We'll go logo lights off. Everything else looks good. Wing light can come off. Cabin is pressurizing. That is good. Thanks for the new subscribe, Mr. Joven. So we're holding 10,000. Going through some rain again. I'm just going to be quiet. You guys enjoy the sounds on this. Let's just listen to the immersion. I'm going to be quiet for about a minute. Seems like we've got out of that rain. I was trying to move my camera back. Ooh, we got guy 2,600 feet crossing above us there, or below us. Wow. We're out of the clouds now. Just a breathtaking simulator. All right, here comes our restriction. So after this, it should thrust up. Let's sit on the engine view and see if we can hear it thrust up. Thank you, Selb, for explaining that. Okay, makes perfect sense. Continuous for takeoff or ignition. Flight is for restart. Thank you. Thank you, Selb. I mean, I don't know about you guys. That sounds pretty damn good. I feel like I'm sitting in the back of it at a 7.3. Because in the back, all you hear is that wind noise, that low rumble. All right, there's our climb out. We're at 10,000. Plus 19C. I wish we had a weather radar. .6. We'll keep an eye on the TAT here as we're climbing out. Good day, Miss Jungles. Good to see you. Welcome. Steve, you're enjoying it? Excellent. You getting ready to set down in Las Vegas? Fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. We'll go ahead and turn this off there. Put it up there. Mice, thank you for the subscribe. Welcome aboard. I definitely chugged my Chick-fil-A coffee too fast. I'm going to have to make a lab break here pretty soon. Oh, here comes another breakout from the cockpit view. Here it comes. Carta. 2 reasons for the refund now, huh? Flaky VNav and the, no weather radar. Exactly. I think if you want weather radar, though, you're going to have to refund every airplane in Microsoft. There it is. We're breaking out. Absolutely gorgeous. That looks so good. I know. I'm tired of hearing myself say how pretty it is, but I can't help myself. And look, you can hear the rain has gone away now that we're out of the clouds. Still plus 13, so we're looking good. I'll go ahead and turn down the exterior here a little bit. All right, I'm ready to move to Brazil. I'm ready. Is Goal hiring? Oh my word, look at the little reflection off the engine nacelle or the engine pylon there. I hope Goal is hiring. I'm going to put my application in. I've had enough. The weather down here is beautiful. The airplanes are beautiful. I'm ready. Do they have Airbuses? Kevin, what's up, man? He says, hey, everyone, how are you? The CFM 56 on Boeing's exactly the same as ones on Airbus. Kevin, that I do not know, man. Obviously, it's the same company. I'm sure there are differences. I don't know what the thrust outputs are. Actually, I do. It's on the FMC. What is it, like 26K? I'd say it's pretty comparable. But I'm sure it's got to be slightly different. I'm sure the major components are relatively similar, but, you know, mounting it to a 737 and just this probably putting all the parts are probably put in a different area. That's why they also look quite different with that squashed front end for the gearbox, because that's what this is for. That's one thing I do know is that's why we have the squash here on these CFMs, is because it's so low to the ground they can't fit the gearbox. And if you remember on the Leaps on the Airbus, you have the gearbox bump. So I guess that was just a more modern way of doing it. But if maybe they couldn't fit a gearbox bump here, it just wasn't worth it. So they ended up just squashing the engines a little bit so they could fit the accessory gearbox. And I believe it's down here. But very iconic, obviously, those squashed engines. Oh, here comes the turn. Look at this. Peter, we are going to Rio. Yes, we're going to Sao Paulo first, and then we're going to Santos Dumont. Go here, Flight Deck to Sims closing comments. I think he nailed the review. What did he say, Alan, in so many words? I don't want to pull it up and copyright his stream, but let me know what he said. I was listening to him quite a bit today. I was trying to pick up some tidbits of information on this airplane from his stream. Again, extremely, extremely knowledgeable. I value his thoughts and opinions pretty high. Hold him in high regard, as everybody should. He's been around a very long time. He's used PMDG and FSX. Obviously, he's well involved with the Zebo team in X-Plane 11, so he's well versed in 737s and in flight simulation 737s. Sky, it will depend. It actually depends on the version, the 19, 20, or 21. The thrust outputs are similar, but depends on the variant that you have. All right, I guess we should pay attention. We're well above transition. We'll go ahead and set standard. They are linked, I believe, right? Yep. No, they're not. Not on this one. So standard is set 1, 2, and yeah, they're set 1, 2, and 3 times. We're at 24, climbing to 370. 0C outside. But we are topping most of this here. I don't think there's any reason to turn on any anti-ice protection. Now, that could be a Microsoft thing where it would want me to. In fact, because it is Microsoft and we're so close to the precip, I'm going to just turn on engine anti-ice because we are in that potential range. But if this was a real-world shot right here, I'd probably have it off because we're not in visible precipitation or visible moisture. So remember, a couple things you need for an icing condition is you need visible moisture, so clouds, fog, obviously rain, snow, anything like that, that's visible moisture. And then you need freezing temperatures, and it depends on what you're flying. If you're flying jets, it could be a little bit different, but the best generic window I can give you is +10 to -10. If you're in that temperature range, you should have your engine anti-ice on if you are in visible moisture. Now, Microsoft Flight Simulator, obviously the icing model is not very good. It will give you ice even when you're not in a visible moisture, so that's why we're turning it on here, just as a preventative. Hopefully nothing bad will happen, but man, this is insane. A kid named Kenny, what's going on, man? He says, hope all is well, sir. Been a minute. Got this bird as well. Can't wait to fly it soon. Kid named Kenny, welcome aboard, man. Has been a minute. It is a complete joy to fly. And tomorrow, I don't know what time it arrives, but hopefully I'm going to do a stream. It may be a little bit later. I hope I'll get it before it gets too late. But my TCA Boeing yoke is arriving. So for those of you that have the Honeycomb Alpha like myself, maybe you're on the fence about the TCA Boeing. You just don't know if it's worth it. It is a steep price. It's about $400 US. But with the issues that my Honeycomb is giving me, I am going to make the switch over. It should be here tomorrow. I'll do a compare and contrast kind of live on the stream for you to see how it feels. Is it worth the price point and all that? And then eventually I will do a dedicated review to the TCA Boeing yoke, just like I did to the Honeycomb Alpha yoke. And then I'll do a 2-year review of my Honeycomb Alpha, which obviously is not going to be very good, unfortunately. Another stream today? No, Ricardo. We got 2 legs today, though. We got 2 legs today, a stream tomorrow. And, you know, we might even stream. I think we're just going to stream straight through this week because I'm having so much fun and I'm learning a little bit more and more. So I spent some time today looking at some manuals and actually looking at some flight deck to sim videos on RNAV and the RNAV approaches, because when we get to Santos, I hope I'm saying that right, Santos Dumont, I don't know if there's a shorter abbreviation for it, but that RNP approach that goes in there is pretty demanding. And there was somebody in the Discord that told me kind of the procedures. It's a captain only landing. You can only land on, 0-2 right or 2-0, which basically you can only land on the one piece of pavement. We're going to try to do the nice, that tight circle. But it's a pretty complex RNP approach. I'm hoping we'll be able to do it. I did one test sector earlier, just going in there. I seemed to be okay. I got a little high on path, and then I got a little low on path, but I was able to remedy it and correct it. Either way, it should be pretty exciting. So I'm learning bits and pieces more and more of the Boeing aircraft. I am enjoying it thoroughly, and I enjoy having you guys on board with me as we can experiment with it. So here comes 30,000, going up to 37, about 7,000 feet to go. Remember, we are live time, live weather. Let's just enjoy that right there for a second. My goodness, I'm going to turn the sim volume all the way down here. Absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully the music won't be too loud here. What plane do I fly in real life? I fly Airbus for Southwest Airlines. Dan the man, you love your TCA Airbus? Nice. I still fly GA a lot, and I've been hesitant to drop the bucks on the TCA. Tony, that's the thing where I'm hesitant myself. You know, I love the GA flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I really do. It's something that I enjoy. I haven't picked up the 310 yet. I'm going to. I have the 414, the Chancellor, which is a beautiful airplane, but I'll have to see how it does with GA. I feel like that's kind of loud. Maybe it's not. I don't have a lot of discretionary income, so I have to make a choice between PMDG, Phoenix, TCA. Well, wait for the Phoenix. No, I don't know. You got to do what makes you happy, man. What makes you happy. How do I make it so every time I load in a 7.3, I don't have to manually put in cold and dark? Ari, if you figure that out, let me know. The amount of toggle switches compared to Boeing and Airbus is crazy. Yeah, there is. Well, that's because Boeing is 1930s tech, man. I thought you flew the 220 for United. No, I actually, I just stopped flying the 727 for United last month, and I switched to Southwest Airbus. How complicated is the download process? Ironman, very straightforward as long as everything is up and running on the PMDG site. Yesterday, the internet literally broke with this release. It was a complete cluster. However, I think today it's probably much easier. It was a very simple install process. You buy it. If they send you an email, you click download, you download it, you put the activation link in there, and that's it. Has a livery manager, a PMDG Ops Center, make it very user-friendly. a million times better than the Leonardo situation. A million times better. I don't even want to put them on the same level. But yeah, last night was wild. Dougal says, yeah, PMDG broke the internet. Dougal, I gotta say, I want to just shout out to everybody that was, I said it yesterday, but everyone that was in the Discord and the members only voice and just hanging out with me. We're gonna do a little speed intervention here as well because I don't want to get too fast in this turbulence. But I was in the office, like 15, 16 hours? I got to the office at 8 or 9 in the morning. It didn't release till 6 p.m. So I was losing my mind all day, just waiting. But I think we had a good time in the Discord. And when it did release, it was mayhem. The Discord was mayhem. The internet was broken. It was a memorable moment, that's for sure. 7.2 is a real aircraft with a flight engineer panel. Hell yeah, bike guy. It's my favorite civilian aircraft there is, 727. Not too well. Quite a while ago now, I did have a 7.2 flight engineer on the jump seat. It was pretty cool. I talk about questions. I just said, hey, I told the FO, I was like, hey man, you gotta fly this leg. I gotta talk to this flight engineer about the 727. But he was a 7.2 flight engineer for Kalita Charters, I believe. And he was actually doing like some horse charter. Like they had a bunch of horses in his airplane. We were taking them to Louisville? Louisville or can't remember, but yeah, I think they had horses for the Kentucky Derby, and so he was telling me all about the 7.2 and flight engineer panel and all that. If we had a 727 for Microsoft Flight Sim, I'd probably just retire and become a professional fake YouTube pilot, because I don't know, I would lose it. I'm already super jacked for the Phoenix. Juan, what's going on, man? Says, hey everyone, I see the 737 fever is running high. Juan, it's even going to be higher tomorrow when the TCA Boeing yoke shows up. But you are absolutely right, my friend. Look at the rain shafts down there, guys. Let's go back over here into the, maybe out in front of the wing. Look at the rain shafts down there. God, that's beautiful. What kind of in-flight entertainment do the horses get? Blue Bear, I have no idea, man. 7.2 is the best looking airplane of all time. Absolutely. Jeff could not agree more with you, man. 7.2 is really good. And to be honest, I do like the way the L1011 looks. You know, L1011 looks pretty cool. It's like a bigger 7.2. But if I had to pick one, definitely the 7.2. Just short, stubby, fast. Like if civilian aircraft could be fighter jets, I feel like they would identify as 727s. Like the 727 looks as close as it can to a military aircraft, I think. 7.2 L10 are your favorite airplanes of all time? Hell yeah, man. Oh, Tony 2 times. Yeah, what was Flight Deck to Sim's final opinion? Somebody posted it. Let me see if I can scroll back. I did want to hear what you said. Well, if you're still here, let me know if you want to just repaste that comment. I lost it. I didn't get to hear his final thoughts. My stream had started. Alan says, hard to summarize his thoughts, but one takeaway was that he concluded PMDG is second to none considering all aspects of the sim. But if you look at just the 737 it's handling, Zebo is currently the best. Well, there you go. And I honestly think that is a very good assessment. And I think what's driving that, and this is just my opinion now too, is that I think X-Plane as a whole has a better flight model. I don't want to say like flight model base, but I feel like X-Plane 11, it seems like the airplanes just felt a little bit more realistic in there. You know, FSX was plagued for years with rail feelings, like flying on rails. P3D had the same thing. Now, I'll be very interested to see what happens when CFD comes to Microsoft Flight Sim, but I do think in general, you know, ground handling and full fidelity flight dynamics, X-Plane 11, just that sim as a platform is really, really good. Yep, I do have the Fly J for X-Plane. Absolutely love it. He said PMDG system modeling is unmatched. Awesome.
Subscriber ahead. Look.
PMDG is 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Ooh, yeah. Do you think Phoenix could beat the fly-by-wire 320? We'll have to see, Joe. We'll have to see. I don't know if it has to, I wouldn't say beat. I mean, I don't think there has to be, I don't know why we have to say there's competition. Like, oh, it's better than this one. I'm not flying this one. They're obviously making different airplanes. Flight Tech the Sim said 9 out of 10 and would definitely recommend the PMDG 7.3. He also said that if he was forced to choose, he'd go with PMDG because Microsoft overall flight sim experience. Anon, sorry if I mispronounced that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's where I'm at right now. The whole overall sim experience that I get from this platform right now is where my enjoyment is. That's where my enjoyment is. Look at this. You don't get this in X-Plane 11. You don't. Look at that. Now X-Plane 12, will we? Maybe. I don't know. Looking forward to the stream with the TCA yoke? Juan, absolutely. And I think I got something fun planned. We're going to be in a WestJet, I believe. In favor of Dimitri, we're going to be in the WestJet 737. We might do 1 or 2 legs tomorrow as well. We might go basically Calgary, Vancouver, and then we're going to go somewhere there in the Alaskan Milk Run Islands. And we're going to do a nice visual approach in the terrain because I want to put that yoke to the test. So that's kind of the tentative plan for tomorrow. How long is the flight? Basically, the progress bar is up there at the top. There is also an estimated time of arrival in Zulu time. And we are real time, real weather, so everything you're seeing is real time. Aaron, what's going on, man? I had to catch up on the stream at 2 times speed due to the crossover. Not a problem, man. I was watching it myself. I almost delayed the departure. Juicy wing views? Well, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, Aaron. Thank you. Welcome aboard, man. D, what's up? Says, I definitely say Microsoft is an experience. Now that more birds are coming, it may actually get more of my flight time. Exactly, D. It's all about getting the birds, A lot of people kind of, I say rag on the fly-by-wire, say it's not like TOLUS level or it's not PMDG level. First things you got to remember is fly-by-wire is a free development group, guys doing it on their own time. And the second thing is they've only been around for, several months. They haven't been... it's not like they have a decade of experience as a company working together. But where the recognition needs to be is that without the fly-by-wire 320, I wouldn't have even been in Microsoft for however long we've been in it now. I probably would have left initially right out of the gate and then wouldn't have come back until maybe now. Because the default airliners is just something I can't get behind. Just a personal preference of my own. I don't like flying the default stuff. The fly-by-wire is at a point where I do enjoy flying it. I actually do. I enjoy this airplane. I enjoy the BAE 146. We got the Mad Dog out. The sim is coming alive. Geo, what's going on, brother? What's up, man? X-Plane going on time out for the next few weeks. Geo, you're right, man. I suspect X-Plane 12 might not look quite as good, but the X-Plane devs have always had different priorities, and ultimately they don't have nearly the same resources. Correct, Sorcerer Dave. Correct. D says, I haven't flown my TOLUS birds in a while. Fly-by-wire plus Microsoft is pretty darn good. Yep, it's hard to beat. Fly-by-wire not only free, it is open source. That is true, Aaron. It means anyone can contribute fixes and improvements. That is a huge deal for flight sim. Absolutely. Was Zibo open source? Am I wrong saying that? Switch flip exclamation point specs, man. That'll get everything you need to know. Kid named Kenny says, I don't think I've flown default anything in the sim, always straight to third party. Since FS 2004. Yeah, you and me both, man. Except like Orbit. Probably before, yeah. FS 2002, I was flying default stuff, probably. I guess we don't need terrain mode. We'll get that off. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. We'll let them roam. Seatbelt sign is off. Everything else looks good. We don't need the engine and ice anymore. We'll kill that. Keep that on Gen 1. Everything is looking good. Man, what a beauty. What a beautiful day. Tony, everyone keeps mentioning the working title. I need to try that. I need to try the working title, the CJ4. Yeah, without them and the fly-by-wire, it would be worthless or hopeless. Yeah. Carter says, depends on what you mean by open source. The Zebo code is not open source. Okay, Carter. All right. I stand corrected. Remember the default 321 FSX? Jeremy, how could I forget? I think one of the first flights I flew in FSX was, I think it was was it World Travel? What was the blue one? There was like that dark blue 321 in FSX. I want to say it was World Travel. And I think I flew to Vancouver or Calgary. I can't remember because I was actually going on a snowboarding trip. Maybe you Canadians know this. I was going on a snowboarding trip to Whistler. So I was flying a real Air Canada aircraft, I think it was direct from Phoenix to either Calgary or Vancouver. I'm not sure, somewhere up there. So before I did it, of course, being a pilot and just nerding out, I actually did the flight on FSX before my snowboarding trip with the default 321 in World Travel. Orbit was white and orange. Yeah. The missions in FSX, you missed those. You remember the, what was it, like the flower drop missions or whatever? And then the most popular mission that everyone always did was the St. Martin Grand Final and the CRJ. PMDG DC6 is Bay. Love that thing. Haven't kept behind the DC6. It's just a lot of work, man. I bet I would love it if I really dedicated a month to learning it, but hey, man, that's self-induced pain right there. But I bet you the satisfaction after completing a flight A to B in the DC6 is unparalleled because there's so much you have to do. Thanks for the subscribe, Osaka. Appreciate you. I appreciate all the new subscribes, by the way, guys. I know we're breaking a new platform here, a new aircraft to the sim, bringing in a lot of new viewers. I do appreciate y'all joining, becoming members. I appreciate you hitting the like button and also becoming subscribers. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Plenty more content to come. Some of the streams lately, may seem a little scattered because I am not a Boeing pilot. I'm not a 737 pilot, but I am an Airbus captain. So if you do like this kind of content and you're also interested in getting the Phoenix when that drops, or maybe you have an Airbus and you want to learn more Airbus stuff, make sure you are subscribed because there will be a ton of Airbus content coming at you from this channel. Now, when the Phoenix releases, I am praying it's not during my buddy's wedding because then I won't be able to be there. But I will do everything in my power to be flying the day that airplane releases, and we'll just have a release day party again on that. Maybe we'll do, I'm trying to think, my first ever Airbus flight in real life. I have to look at my logbook. I actually don't remember now. I really don't remember the first flight I did in the Airbus. I'm trying to think. Whatever it was, I'll look at my logbook. We'll do that. Oh, I remember. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. It was basically Miami to L.A. in the wintertime, and we had a 200-and-something knot headwind. It was over 6.5 hours block, and it was a red ice. We left Lauderdale. I believe we left Lauderdale at I'll have to look at my logbook, but I think it was 11 or 10 p.m. at night. And you land in L.A. at 11 or midnight. But you were flying for 6.5 hours. It was brutal. Maybe we won't do that one. Phoenix releases Friday? Fake news. Better not be Friday. Nearly 400 watching, only 183 likes. Dougal, you're right. What's up with that? Here, let me see. Let me get you guys a view that you can hit the like button for. Obviously, you don't like that view. Here we go. I got the view right here. Yep. Hit the like button for the sunset on the Boeing winglet, blended winglet of a 737NG. Hit the like button for that sucker right there. And in fact, I'm going to let you guys enjoy that for about 2 minutes. I'm going to use the lavatory. I'll be back in about 2 minutes or so.
Driver ahead. Look up.
All right, all right. There we go. We got the likes up for that. All right. Maybe you guys prefer engine views. The FSX menu help inspired your V1 music? Nice, Jeremy. Absolutely. I love all the music and sounds you hear at this channel are from Jeremy Harvey. He is the sound master for this channel. Big shout out, big thank you to you, sir. Disco vibes music. Got it on kind of a random playlist here. I try to kind of sift through a lot of songs and then just kind of add them to a big old master playlist. Swarm, I did see that. He had that rudder hard over. He was just simulating how Boeing's fly in real life, I think. Murphy's Law almost guarantees that the Phoenix will come out during the wedding. Fubar, I think you're right. Jack Hogan, I'm scrolling back in the chat here, says, I'm trying to get into Microsoft, coming from X-Plane. Any tips or videos on how to set up camera controls similar to X-Plane? Jack Hogan, and for anybody else wondering about camera controls, I'm going to link you a video to my good friend XP72. He did a video on wing views. And I basically have set everything up just like he did. And now some things may not line up exactly the same because it's a little bit older video, but it should still work. I did the same thing, in fact, for the PMDG 737. So here's the link. Follow this video step by step. And if you set it up this way, essentially what's happening is you are setting up your cockpit camera to control the views. Uh-oh. On that VNav speed. So I think I know why my autopilot's been disconnecting. Let me try something. Yep. I figured it out. So my trim wheel, there's a trim wheel on the honeycomb right here, and it actually works. But if you bump it with your knee, it will indeed disengage the autopilot, just like the real airplane would, I'd imagine. Oh, we never shut that off. Hope we didn't damage anything. Well, we're leveling 370 now. Everything is looking good. We still got, what's our progress page saying? 124 miles to top of descent. Look at that, over the coast of Brazil. Ooh, baby. Looking good. But watch that video, and you should basically have everything set up the way you want it to be. Evan said a 6-hour flight from Fort Lauderdale to LA could be a fun stream. Evan, oh my gosh, I would lose it, man. 6-hour stream. I mean, theoretically, we could. I might put a poll out. And it'd either be a massive long haul where we can just sit there and we'll talk Airbus systems the whole flight. I don't know. Or, I don't know. I think it's more fun to break it up, right? We'll break it up and do takeoffs and landings. Is your camera free to move about the cabin? It is now. It is. Let's do a what am I trying to say? A cabin tour. So now also with the view set up this way, you can do a proper cabin tour without having to like go up and down the airplane. So this is indeed the cabin. I believe PMDG said that they are going to make it a little bit more high quality in the future. or high def, I should say. But they got the nice, what is it, the Boeing Sky interior, I believe. Ari, I'm not sure why your baggage carts aren't coming, man. Are you trying to unload or load cargo? Someone said you can't unload. And there is the aft galley. Wow. They even have a little thing over the window here. That's interesting. Jump seat there. Lavatory. No toilet modeled though. But yeah, now you can come through and actually have a proper view. There you go. There's a behind the wingtip view. How do you set reverse up in the PMDG 7.3? I have the button to get it to work on my throttles. IFR Captain, you know what? I think that would depend on I don't know what throttle you have. But I basically bound mine the way I bound the fly-by-wire reverse thrust. So now it works. You can only go full reverse. You toggle reverse thrust, and then it goes into like full. But that's it. Which I'm all right with. Phoenix looks to have some serious in-depth with PMDG. Hey, I wasn't nervous about the Phoenix living up to the hype until I got in this airplane. The Phoenix is going to have a lot to live up to because the precedence benchmark is set with this airplane. The benchmark is set with this airplane. So I hope the Phoenix will deliver. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm very cautiously optimistic. I'm extremely excited for it. But only time will tell. Until I can get my hands on the airplane and dig through the systems, that's when I'll know. Carter says, no toilet, terrible. We're going to need a refund. I think Flight Deck the Sim refunded this airplane too a dozen times, right? There was like no expiration on the fire extinguisher. A couple other things. There was no air or heat oil exchanger in the engine model. Refund. Yeah, if the Lav's not modeled, I'm not buying it. Hey, man. Not very many airplanes modeled the Lav, that's for sure. Fake passengers like in the Zebo. You know what? I'm actually okay with not having passengers. I know some people want to see fake people, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I do not know, Jeremy, if it's an FMS2 airplane. That is something I do not know. From... I don't know. I think from initially, when I first looked at it, it was an FMS1 airplane, but I could be wrong. I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look more into it. Have I flown 320s with the old panel display? What do you mean, with the EIOS 1 panels? A long time ago. Doesn't come with any air hostess's refund. According to Phoenix, there will initially not be a cabin model. They may add one on later. So, my thoughts on the cabin thing. I don't mind there's no cabin as long as they give me a good window view. Give me a good window view or wing, at least, because you need wing views, right? So, the way the fly-by-wire has it, like I guess that's the default, the Zobo model. Look at the water and the coastline. Oh my gosh, this is just stunning. I feel like I'm actually on the airplane. But if they give me something like the fly-by-wire has, where you just have like a really high-quality window here and there, and then you can move around and just bind your own wing views, I'm totally okay with that. I know some people love to have actual cabins modeled. I could take it or leave it, honestly. I just want to make sure. I would rather get the performance with the frames. Does this pack come with announcements or not? Orion, I have not heard any announcements yet. But yeah, let's check on our TOD. 75 miles to go at 2025Z, so about 10 minutes we will start down. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. I want to see airlines with the CBT training materials like the CL650 has. I think, I don't know if that's like not classified information. I don't know if you'd be able to display that stuff, you know, and actually charge for it because it's I don't know. I don't know the legality of stuff like that, Jeremy. Still waiting for a good E-Jet from Microsoft, flying the Embraer in that scenery. Ooh, yeah. You know, a real high-quality E170 or E190. Do some shuttle routes up and down the East Coast. Yep. Mr. Martini, good afternoon. Welcome aboard, sir. Dougal says, have to bail out here. Hope to catch you tomorrow. Thank you, Dougal. Thanks for stopping by, man. Take it easy. What are the fluid dynamics that are coming to... So it was explained to me on stream not too long ago. So what is it? Computed fluid dynamics that are coming to Microsoft Flight Sim. Not sure when that's supposed to happen, but I'll be very interested to see what it changes in the sim and how the airplanes react to it. Right there, I'm right there with you. Hey, Fred, can't fly from the cabin. Wing views are good enough for me. I agree. Have I got the AI shipping installed? I do not believe so. Tony, the best passenger experience in years was the 220. Very interesting. I would love to see one modeled. Yeah, I would like to see one. That's one airplane that's kind of slipped out from under the radar, and I don't think anybody's really picked it up. Flight Force. What's going on, brother? Flight Force 77, thank you for the $2 super chat, sir. He says, bourbon double oaked tastes like a maple syrup, but it just makes it so much better, man. For pancake Sunday with the girls, have a little bourbon double oaked for breakfast, put it in the coffee. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes. Just depends on how the kids are doing. But what's up, man? Thank you for the $2 dono. I hope you're enjoying the double oaked. What's up, man? Thank you for joining. Fubar says 2 things I don't need. Cabins and airport interiors. Uh-huh. Right there with you, Fubar. Airport interiors, I can do with or without them. Synaptic Simulations is making a 220. Interesting. I have not heard or looked into that at all. Did I adjust the config file to move around the cabin? I did. Basically, you go into your SimObjects Airplanes CFG. SimObjects Airplanes, and then you pick the PMDG 7300 variant, so like the Dash 700. And then essentially what you do, they actually have a file named Cameras. Back up your original one, so just rename that one to Cameras Backup after you copy it. And then you go in there and you just change the value of, I just changed the y-axis. It was like, I think it was 0.8 something, 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 and I just changed it to 1. 1 wasn't far enough to get me out of the cockpit. I changed it to 2.0 whatever, and that made the default pilot view in the cabin. So then as long as you have your keybinds bound, like I showed in that XP72 video, which I'll post here again. Speaking of XP72, a little Jamaica music. If you watch that video, he'll walk you through the keybinds, and then you can move around. And that way all your wing views are essentially bound to your camera controls. All right, we got to look at our arrival here. Start looking at this. Did my family have a good Mother's Day? Yes, we did, Jeremy. Yes, we did. Mrs. V1 had a good day. Everybody had a good day. Gotta play Palms. That's right. That's the XP classic. I don't want to steal that one. Where do I go to get the gifts, like the bank angle check gift, like the donation gift? I actually made that GIF. I made it from the Discord, from the actual video. Sao Paulo, let's check the METAR. Can we not? I don't know. So So that's a good point. How do you get the weather if you don't have like an ACAR system? That's a good point. Because if it's not on VATSIM, I guess you would just put the real world METAR in there. So let's see. SP11 Ogtoll. And then I have 17 right in the box, which is this one here. Expand that window. We need SBSP. Thank you for that, Hofen. This is 150 at 4. All right, we'll stick with the 17 right. And the approach, we have the ILS X-ray, I believe. Is that what we have? Let me double check. Off of Gersu. Yep. And Kongu, so the star is the Anis 1 Alpha. To Komgu. Is there a transition? 5500. Maybe we're not on that one. There we go. This is what we're on. So Anis basically bottoms out at Komgu 5500. That matches. And then from there with Disco, we'll just vector ourselves for the ILS. So for TOD, I'm going to set the bottom of the chart, which is 5500. We'll dial that in. Thanks for all the meat tires. We'll dial in 5500 feet right here. That is set. Hard altitude at SP101. So that's a fair point. If you're new to charts, you're probably wondering, what all this information means. Now, without making a dedicated chart breakdown video, there's a couple of signals or a couple of, I guess, symbols that you really want to understand the difference of. And one of them are these lines here, these solid lines. Basically, they denote some type of altitude restriction. So let me go ahead and fade this out. That song's called Kingston. Very, very XP72-ish right there. Getting a lot of XP vibes on that one. So these lines here are very important. Here's TOD. We should start down on the VNAV path. We'll see what happens. But this altitude, flight level 200, this line will make or break the difference. So this one is an at or below flight level 200 because the line is on top. So they want you at flight level 200 or below the line. There's our TOD. We're starting to come down. I kind of want to hear the spool down sound. But now if you look at this altitude constraint over here, you see it's a 9,000 with 2 lines. That's something that's called a hard altitude. That means they want you at that specific altitude. They want you at 9,000. It's bracketed, so that's an easy way to remember it. It's bracketed. That means there is no leeway. Put it at 9,000. Now this line with the line on the bottom, if the other one was at or below, what do you think this one is? This is at or above. So this is at or above 5,500 feet. So you could cross this Komgu at 6,000 and ATC wouldn't care. You'd totally be fine. Anywhere between 9 and 5,500, you'd be okay. Now, typically, if you're at 5,500, that's the best spot to be because that means you're probably getting set up for an approach vector. And you don't want to be high over Komgu because then you may be too high to get on the approach path. So if you're at 57 or 6,000 feet even, you're not violating anything. It's just kind of a, hey, this is an awareness. Ideally, I should be at 5,500 here. I'm a little bit high. Maybe get the speed brakes out and work on it that way. So that's kind of what those lines means. Now, I don't have a windowed here, but there is another symbol with lines. basically you'll see two altitudes surrounded by brackets, and that is an altitude window. So example, if you had 12,000 and then say it said 9,000 and then a line, that would be between 12 and 9. They don't care where you are as long as you're within that window of 12 and 9. Without getting too technical and doing a full chart video, that is just something that's very important. I know Microsoft brings a lot of new simmers to the game, and a lot of people are going to be picking up the PMDG and probably wanting to fly on a network on VATSIM. When you get a descend via clearance, this is what you really want to pay attention to, is those altitude constraints. So it's just kind of a brief review on that. It says drag required. Looks like we're getting a little bit behind already. Let's go a little spoid break out. Wow, I didn't realize it was going to be dark for our Santos Dumont approach. Take a look on the ref page for both Congohas runway. Interesting picture from Jeppesen. Take a look on the ref. Whoa. 3 degrees. Let's see, we're landing 17 though, so this is what we should be looking at. It's kind of a reference for 17 right. Vertical guidance by a PAPI, 2.87 on the left side of the runway, so it's a little bit shallower than 3 degrees. Displaced threshold of this one has displaced threshold resulting in usable landing distance of 5,400 feet. So we're going to go auto brake 3 on this one. High rise around airports. Wow. All right, so with that, let's look at the approach real quick. What was the ILS X-ray, 17 right. Yep, from Kongu. And then we'll just vector ourselves over to Gersu and down. The MDA, or decision height, is going to be straight up 200 feet. And you can see there's our 2.9 degree path. Wow, look at that view right there. Another sunset landing. So
Subscriber ahead.
if you missed the landing, look runway 35 left where you would fall if overrun. Uh-oh. All right. I don't want to look. We'll keep an eye out, Gustavo. Is there a power line tower on 17 right final? I am not aware of it. We're going to find out. This means our Santos Dumont. I mean, should we just leave it in real time? Because then our second leg to Santos Dumont's going to be a complete darkness, probably. But that could be fun. It could be fun. All right, let's set a barrel reference here of 200 feet, which it is set. We are retarding. We're on the VNAV path. We're looking good. Let's come down here to our init page. We're going to do a flaps 30. 128 is set. 109.3 and 169. So 109.3 is set. We'll do it on both sides. 109.3 and 169 is the final approach course. 1930 called. They want their final approach course manual tuning back. But I will oblige the Boeing gods. 169. I believe it probably would need to set it over here too. .169 is set, 5,500 for the bottom. We're on a VNAV path. We're looking good. Let's bring up our vertical profile. Kind of give me some old RJ vibes right here of the Embraer series. Seem to be looking good. We're on the RNP path. We're LNAV, VNAV path. FMC speed, 300. We're looking good. Let's enjoy a sunset, shall we? Yeah, let's get a night flight in. All right, let's do it. This will be sunset, and then we'll just keep the sim in straight up real time all the way through. The next leg is very short. It's just a short, less than 200 miles. I believe someone was telling me it's the bridge route or something like that. A very popular route. I don't know which view I like better. In the window? Oh, I mean, come on. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 366 viewers. If you have not smashed the like button, can we get a like button smash for this picture right here? I'm taking a screenshot right now. Left Windows print screen. Beautiful. Because This is breathtaking. This is part of the enjoyment out of the sim that we talked about a little bit. Our Flight Deck to Sim was talking about. You know, you get that full sim experience. And this is the sim experience that I am in love with. Good night. The parabolic group, thank you. If any runway need a flap 40, surely it's this one. Uh-oh. Should I do flap 40? All right, we'll do flap 40. Like for GPU and frame rate. There you go. What do I think about flight controls? It feels super sensitive after disconnecting autopilot on pilot. Plane pitch up dramatically. I have to fight it to level off until I trim it. I have not experienced that phenomena yet. Maybe you were at a trim or maybe the CG was off. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on it on this landing. But the last 2 landings I did yesterday, I did not have a problem with disconnecting the autopilot and being out of trim. So maybe check for a conflicting binding somewhere. I'm not sure. Next one is the flaps 40. Okay. Don't try for 17 right. The power line is impossible. I think they fixed the Fabio flip with flaps 40. I don't know. Well, now I need Flight Deck to Sim. Flight Deck to Sim, are you here? I need help. Do I do flaps 40 on this runway or not? What bourbon do I recommend for someone overseas? I saw a bottle of Bullet. Is it good? I'm not familiar with that one. You know, that's a tough one. Recommending a bourbon for someone is so tough because you need to know their preferences. Do they like smoky? Do they like sweet? Do they like spice? That's a tough one, man. See, I think I might have just bumped my trim wheel. Okay, no, we're still looking good. All right, so here's the thing. If we have power lines and 17 right, we will do a manual go around, and I will just hand fly. We'll hand fly and we'll come back around. So I believe Flight Deck to Sim said the go around function worked actually pretty seamlessly. Let me see the actual approach for 17 right. All right, so if we go missed, we'll just do a climbing right turn and hold at ComGoo, and then I'll set up and come back around. Not a problem. If we have power lines in the way that are impossible, I will just execute a go around. I will stumble through it, and we'll go from there. What was the meter? I believe it was, maybe we can pull it up now because we might be close enough. I mean, this has got to be close enough, right? S-dub, no METAR. Let me see what you guys posted. It was 10:18. All right. .18 is set. .18 is set. Out of 13,000. Ooh, we're gonna get another sunset. Thank you. Thank you for the METAR there. 2,999, 150 at 4. Visibility 10, clouds few. Temperature 2.1, dew point 12. Thank you. You can never go wrong with Woodford Reserve. I would agree with that. We're going to get another sunset here. Real time. Because it is, I think it's 2 hours ahead of Texas time right now. So it's, yeah, that's about right. It's got to be 3... It's 5:36, almost 6 p.m. Do I ever look for the green flash? I look for it, Al. I never see it. I look for it. Vertical descent path, hit the constraint button. under EFIS or whatever the Boeing calls this thing. Getting ready to go through 10,000. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a stunning approach here. Let's go ahead and light it up. We don't have any ATC online, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it all on. I'm not going to do any cleared to land and all that. There's 10 thou. Seatbelt sign is on. Whoa. That is awesome. Do flaps 40 and short runway, so flaps 40 is needed for slower speed. We are going to do auto brake 3. I guess we'll try a flap 40. 40 for 124, drag required. Let's go ahead and slow it up. Oh yeah, we're at a 10. Let's get the flight recorder ready. And the goal SOP flaps 40 mandatory for Sao Paulo. Well, we're doing it. Thank you. Flaps 40 and auto brake 3 or max. Thank you guys. When you're about 400 feet, you will see it has no light on it. Might be hard to see at night. Be ready for it. Eduardo, okay. I assume it's not there in real life, correct? It's just a sim thing? Is it collidable? Wow. We need, I love this gold livery, but I love this shade of orange and gray. Their newest livery looks even better. We need someone to make that livery in like an 8K texture, because I could seriously see myself doing a entire South America tour in the PMDG. We can start back in the north in Colombia, maybe come in from like San Jose, Costa Rica. Like we'll come down from MROC, we'll depart there, and then just go all the way through Colombia, and all the way down South America. Maybe hit Lima, cut across to Brazil. I think that's a need. Maybe a 25K sub mini tour. 25K sub the goal South America tour. I think I like that. I think we're gonna do that. It's a sim thing, and yes, it has a hitbox. Eduardo, thank you guys. All right. I will be ready to do evasive maneuvers for a power line off 17 right. I assume I can't just sidestep for 17 left. Would that be a correct assumption? 17 left is not a viable option. Let me look at the 10.9. Let me see how long it is. So if you want to see that, we got to hit 25K subs. We're actually pretty darn close. So if you'd like to see an entire South America goal and Avianca tour, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We hit 25K subs. We're going to dedicate South America to a little mini tour. All right, 10.9 page says 17 left is 4,900 feet. Can we land at 4,900 feet? Oh. Usually 17 left is by general aviation only. All right. There goes the sun. I guess they should pay attention to our airplane now. All right, I'm going to get rid of this vertical profile, because I'm kind of getting... One more. All right, I'm going to manually select a heading now to vector myself. I'm curious, what happens in the Boeing when you fly to a disco? I want to see if it's similar to the Airbus. First thing I want to do, speed intervention. I want to come back to 210 knots. I want to see what I want to intentionally fly on this disco for my own learning process. What happens when I fly into this? Will that revert to a basic mode? Let's see. Try to go to Pasto, Colombia with the 7.3? I think so. I think we should. We'll do it at 25K subs. That's the plan. 25K subs. We're doing a South America dedication tour. Ah, look at that. Yeah, so there's the disco. There's no alarm, so control wheel steering. Interesting. I'm surprised there's no chirp or anything. All right, we'll go heading select. Yeah. Level change it down to 4,000. Speed coming back to 180. I'm going to help it out with some speed brake here. Sao Paulo traffic, goal 357 on downwind, runway 17 right, Sao Paulo. Can you go to Cali? Hey, you'll have to see. You'll have to see. Make sure you're subscribed. We hit 25K subs, we'll go all over South America. A flight to Disco and Boeing equals the Disco Inferno. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Thank you, Carta. Appreciate that. What was the final approach fix altitude? I guess it should be down here, right? My legs page at 4,700. All right, so let's go ahead and start coming to the right. We don't need this anymore for now. Let's extend flaps 5.
Subscriber ahead.
All right, we'll turn up the sim sounds. Wow, this is beautiful. Come back to 160. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go direct to Gerso, execute, and oh no, not VNAV.
25.
LNAV. There we go. LNAV, MCP speed. We're looking good. We want to be at 4,700, 4,700. We're a little bit low on profile. That's all right. I'm going to get terrain mode back up. There's the trim running. All right, MCP speed, LNAV, altitude hold at 4,700. We're basically on a 45-degree intercept to the 17 right localizer. All right, if you could hold the altitude, that would be great there, Boeing. And I know you're 1930s tech, but I said 4,700, not 4,500. All right, we're looking good. Let's go flaps 15. I love the flap sounds. I feel like we're on the verge of stalling here. AOA is super high. Let me get the flight recording to start. Oh, actually, I don't want to start it just yet. Yeah, I busted the altitude by 200 feet. Would have failed the check ride. All right, so in the Airbus, I could just hit approach. There we go. So VOR loc, glide slope is armed, localizer is armed. We're 160 knots, flaps 15. We're looking good. What is our flap 40? And it's 124, so we'll bug 129. I know, I agree. What's wrong with pulling or pushing? The Airbus panel is so much cleaner. So much cleaner. I need to turn down the brightness here. Oh, that's DU. All right, let's come back to 150 knots, flaps 25. Whoa. Oh, that's a gear warning horn. Is there a silence? Or am I out of luck? That's an altitude horn cut out. All right, my bad. Rookie move. That's the gear warning horn at flaps 25. Now I know. Hush. Wow. If you gear up a 737, you should not have a pilot license because that horn is obnoxious. Single channel. Wait for the glide slope. I'm going to slow to VREF speed with bug 129 and flaps 40. Sao Paulo traffic, goal 357 on final, 17 right, Sao Paulo. Alright, here is the glide slope. There it is. We're going to bug 129. And we're going to go straight to flap 40. Here it comes. The yoke cam's coming online. I will say this, the 737 in flap 40 looks amazing from a wing view perspective. All right, there's the marker. I'm going to disengage the autopilot. I'm going to keep the auto thrust on because we may have to do a go around. Interesting. I got to figure out how to properly disconnect autopilot, I guess. All right, we're just going to leave the auto thrust on for this one. Or auto throttles. Oh my gosh, start the record. Whew, recording is up. Slam cannon, the wing looks amazing on this airplane. Can barely hear that guy. Sao Paulo traffic, goal 357 on a 5-mile final now for a 17 right, Sao Paulo. Wow, we don't have a lot of gas. We only have 1.9. Okay, we don't have the gas to go around. Who did that fuel planning? We've got 4,000 pounds. That's getting pretty low, isn't it? 4,000 pounds in an Airbus right now. I'd be really sweating. So, like, see here, my trim not working because my honeycomb cable is messing with me. I have 3.9. 3.9 on the fuel, check. Man, I hope we get 25K subs because I want to do a South America tour. This looks amazing down here. Look at these buildings. Is Goal hiring Airbus pilots? You like to land around 1.5? Alright, where are these wires at? If I have to go around, I'm going to put this on the Toga button. I don't see any yet.
Wide slope.
Subscribe.
Oh, wires.
Wide slope.
Jeez. Yep, go around. Go around. Toga.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Go around flaps. I guess you go to flaps 20, right? Or 15. Positive rate. Gear up.
Too low. Gear.
Yeah.
Subscriber.
Flight Deck the Sim said you shouldn't get that. Sao Paulo traffic, goal 337 on the go around off 17, all right. Jeez, those wires are close. All right. Thank you for the heads up, guys.
Subscriber.
I'm going to ease my workload here. I'm going to go straight to Command A because I'm a rookie. So Command A, I want to go LNAV, VNAV, or no, I just want to go level change. I want to do speed, MCP speed. I want to speed up to 250. Let's go flaps 5. I'm probably botching this go around, but I'm trying to keep us alive. There's 4,700 feet. We're leveling. Altitude hold. We're in LNAV. Flaps up. Clean it up. Gear lever off. That's 250 is too fast. Give me 230. All right, we don't have a lot of time here, so I am going to set up a. Will this mess up? I don't know. We don't have a lot of time. We got to figure this out. Departure arrival. I want to do, what is it? 35 left. ILS Victor, 35 left. Execute legs. Where's Usito? It's back there. I'm going to go heading select. Let's get going in the right direction. We're going to spin it all the way back around to the left. I'm going to get the live cam back on, so I'm going to have to stare at my hands the whole time. We're going to come all the way back 230. I'm going to get terrain off. Zoom it out here. All right, there is Ogtal.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Oh, where's Usito? Usito is basically on downwind, so let's go left. Sao Paulo traffic. Goal 357, 4,700 feet. We're about 3 miles west of the field. We're setting up for a left downwind for runway 35 left. Sao Paulo. Using reserve fuel. Check. We're going to leave that for now. Basically on downwind now, 4,700. 5,300 at Usito, so we probably need to climb up a little bit. Let's do a level change at 230 up to 5,300 feet. See Usito, less than 1 to go. Checks. N1 heading select. Wow. That was hairy. I kind of want to keep the recording going. I don't know, though. We're going to have to stop the recording. I don't think I can record the whole thing. Oh, what the hell. Let's just see what happens. It might crash the sim, but what the hell. You're off to Santos Dumont. Take it. All right, Breadmaster. Yeah, we are min fuel. We are min fuel. 1.5. Final approach fixes at 4,200 to 4,300 feet. Thanks for the subscribe, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to start slowing up. We cannot be unstable on this approach. We're going to set 180 there. Our init ref for this runway 109.7349, flaps 40, 124, 109.7, 349 now. Pan, 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 low fuel. Yeah. I'm going to stop recording because it's going to be a super long record. Let's stop the recording there. Set 349. Set 349. I'll get to the chat in just a second, guys. Hold on. 349 is set. Let's go flaps 5. 5,300 for Usito. You're going to start cheating over about 150. And the 109.7 is going to be in here. God, how do these Boeing guys do this? This is so much work. I mean, I guess there would be 2 of them. Yeah, we're low fuel, I know. All right, 180 flaps 5. Let's turn it in now. Let's go direct to Subaru. That's at 4,300. Execute. LNAV. 4,300. Level change. Down we go. Great to be back with you. How can you set wing views? Robert S., thank you so much, man, for that continued support. Check out the video I posted for XP72. That's the best way to set wing views because it basically sets your wing views in the cockpit in the cockpit mode. And it says Mayday fuel, time for a divert. No divert necessary. We don't have the fuel to divert anywhere. Weather's good here. We just need to land this sucker.
2,500.
Yeah, low fuel, I know. We're going direct to for 4,300. Sao Paulo traffic. Goal 357 on base for runway 35 left. Is it 35 left? Yeah, 35 left. Turn down these floodlights a little bit. Not that one. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and dial it back to 160. And let's arm approach mode. Low glide slope altitude hold. I don't want to keep zooming out like that, sorry.
Subscribe
Whew.
ahead. Look up.
SPGR is northeast 10 nautical miles from Sao Paulo, 2 runways over 12,000 feet. Gustavo, I would have loved to know that about 5 minutes ago. I don't know if we can make it. I think we might. We should be fine. We should be fine. But, alright, so 10 miles northeast of here, which is basically this heading. Out there somewhere. Thanks for all the new subscribes, guys. Appreciate it. Avianca 52. Yeah. Do you need to turn the fuel pumps to manual and leave them on? I don't believe so. I think this is a Boeing, so they're just always on.
Perfect. Connect to 7983. Pushback and start up gate 5.
Sao Paulo traffic, goal 357. Turn in final 8 miles for runway 35 left, Sao Paulo.
Then go 468, taking off for another one tonight.
Alright, he's taking off opposite direction. That should be interesting. Are you with dome light on? I do have the dome light on. Ooh, it's too dark. It's scary. Wow. Alright.
Subscriber ahead.
Alright, here we go. Here comes glide slope intercept. We're already at basically 2,000 feet AGL. We're lower than that. We're 1,600 right now. We're coming back. Init ref speed was 124. As soon as we get, let's go flaps 15. Let's go glide slope. We're going to go gear down. Come on, where's my glide slope?
Traffic.
Yeah, traffic inside. I see him. We did not capture the glide slope. Autopilot's coming off my airplane. Auto thrust is off.
Look up.
One, 2, 9. Flaps full. Yoke cam. Traffic's in sight. We're not following the flight director. Actually, I can follow the flight director a little bit here. But we don't have. There's no way I was going to let that airplane get high. I don't know why it didn't capture that slope. 129 on the speed. Flaps full. Gear down. Auto brakes are set to 3. Runway is in sight. Are we in like a false glide slope? That glide slope is way down there. I'm going to cautiously go down. I've had this twice now. There's no way that glide slope is correct, right? I feel like I'm on a pretty good path right now, but that glide slope is full down, is full deflection. Maybe it is right. I don't know. Maybe it's an illusion. Or 1,200 feet per minute. Yeah, I'll come down and catch it. There it is. It's coming back up. Speed's good. I didn't actually brief the angle coming from this direction, so maybe it is a little bit shallower. There we go. It is correct. It looks like it appears to be correct, so I'm about a dot high correcting. Alright, we're on the slope now. I have a feeling that building is not there in real life. That looks really close to the runway threshold.
100. 50.
Check.
40. Glide slow.
Close.
20.
Hold the attitude. Spoilers. I don't have any reverse. I don't have any reverse. I don't have any reverse. No reverse screen. Manual brakes. No reverse on that. Oh, now it goes into reverse. Interesting. Whoo! Oh no. Guys, the record was not on. The record was not on. The record was not on, folks. No reverse screen on that. That got spicy. I'm sweating. We still have to go to frickin' Santos Dumont still at night. We don't have a recording, but the good news is we do have a recording of the go-around, so we can watch that. I did not start recording again. That's on me, guys. My bad. Let's clean it up. It looks like we're parking at a hotel airport. This must be one of those lovely Microsoft airports. I'm not, you know what, I'm not going to touch the lights because I just want to watch the recording. 2.7 on the fuel.
Going traffic connect 7983, starting taxi to hotline runway 17 right via Mike Echo. Report on hold point. Connect to 78983.
Where's the ramp area? Oh, there he is. Sorry, dude. I bet everybody has like an actual airport scenery and I'm taxiing around on this glorified hotel parking lot. This isn't even a centerline light. This is an edge light. Edge line. Who's that? All yellow? How to fix LNAV not turning on for the flight director on the go-around? I'm not sure what you mean about that. Strobes up, man. I'm leaving it the way it is because we're just going to watch the replay. And then I'm going to set the airplane up in a turnaround state here. So I'm just going to turn in and we're going to park at the hotel and watch the replay of the go-around. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to park right here. Look at this beautiful terminal building. Realism to the max. All right, brakes are set. We're going to reconfigure flaps full. I'm going to turn my lights on because, you know, we don't have the landing replay, but I think it'll be pretty cool to see the go-around in replay. So let's watch that. We'll have these flaps come down and then we'll watch the replay here. And then Santos Dumont at night. I must be insane. Oh well, let's give it a shot. You can't turn on LNAV gaming with Nick on the taxi out. Make sure you're actually on an RNAV departure and not a heading.
Line can take off, no stop, 17 right at runway and connect 7983.
All right, let's disconnect. And let's watch replay.
80 knots.
Let's watch the replay of almost hitting wires. Alright, sorry I basically ignored you guys for the last 10 minutes of the stream there, but we just landed a 737 with 2.6, 2.7 on the fuel after a go-around at night at an airport I've never been to in real life, nor in the sim. So, shout out to everybody in the chat who told me about the power lines, because I probably wouldn't have seen them if I wasn't really looking for them. We'll watch one full replay here, and then we'll watch one like short replay of the actual go-around, the power-up, and then we'll turn the airplane around for a night flight up to Santos Dumont. Dumont? I don't know. I'm an American. Christian had the best joke about Americans and their language. I can't remember it, so I won't repeat it, but... Okay, fix your stuff, Microsoft. My internet is just fine. Okay. Alright, so if you guys didn't catch it, the wires are like right over here. Santos Dumont. Thank you. The replay is brought to you by Dependent Adult Diapers. Let's just watch it from here, what the passengers heard and saw. Let's listen to this.
Positive reading climb.
Wow.
Too low. Gear.
Alright, so I guess it doesn't have the gear retraction. Christian's got the perfect... There you go. Alright, so look at this. I'll pause it right here. Look at these wires. So I'm looking at these approach lights, and then this caught my eye. Pause. That was very, very close. I mean, we almost crashed, guys. Look at that. What's that, a foot? I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. We cleared the wire by a foot. Maybe 2. And then I was like, well, maybe I could save it. And then I look forward, and at this point I'm like, nope, we're not saving that. Go around. Go around flaps, maybe is the call. Positive rate, gear up. And away we went on the go around. Wow. Definitely more close than that for Luris in Mexico City, yeah. Who puts power lines in front of an active runway? I don't know, but I'm going to file a complaint somewhere. Probably 2 to 3 meters, but still, yeah. Either way, 2 to 3 meters too close. Almost cut the 3 wire, though. That's right, Garuda. Go around Toga flaps 15 is our call. Perfect. So I pretty much had it. That makes sense, because anything more than flaps 15, you get the gear horn. So makes perfect sense to me. All right, guys. I will go ahead and pause that. I'm going to throw the Be Right Back screen up. I'm going to reset, and we're doing a night flight, real-time, real weather, to an even more challenging airport. So stick around. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right, that was a quick little turnaround there. We got the sim reloaded. We're sitting on a GPU. I'm going to have a sip of water here. I'm also going to reset the overlay here. Give me a second. We are going SBSP. SBSP. What is it called? Something RG? SBRJ. SBRJ. I'm going to need like some note cards or something. We're going to be a continuation of a Glow Flight 357 or GOL. And if I close this and reopen it, doesn't work. So I'm going to do this. Give me a second. I'm going to disconnect that. And then we're going to completely close this. Give me a second, guys. Reconnect. Gustavo says if you want to do a visual approach, the old one you could do is Gielit, RJ3 and the RJ942. So I kind of wanted to do that R&P, that the tight circle, but maybe we should save that for the more classically trained pilots. I don't know. We'll see. I'll take a look at it here. I'll see what SimBrief filed. First and foremost, I guess I need to get the wind. And if I reset that on, not going to pop up, I don't think. I don't know why it does this. We'll see. Hopefully it'll catch itself. All right. Sitting on the GPU. Water equals bourbon. RMP02 is great, but you should do it in LNAV, VNAV for sure. We'll give it a shot. Don't know how to get the lights working on the Bravo. I installed the Microsoft Flight Simulator Honeycomb Bravo or Honeycomb program. Mike's Basement. They work for me in X-Plane 11. I have not messed with it in Microsoft yet. I have not been able to get them work in Microsoft, but I haven't taken too much time to actually figure out why. So unfortunately, I don't have a good answer for you on that one, man. Sorry. Yeah, I installed the drivers for X-Plane, and I got it working on X-Plane, but not on Microsoft yet. So, all right, that goes into nav. That's on ground power. That's good. Fuel pumps are off. Everything is good. We'll turn that on. Close and arm that. Everything else looks good on the overhead panel. We'll get the logo light on because chicks dig logo lights. There we go. That looks much better. Much better. And let's come down here. I'm going to put this in FS Actions, payload. We're going to change this. Let's take a random. After that go around, let's save a little bit of time. I'm just going to go straight to a random payload here. So we're going to say this is our turn state. Looks like we're pretty good here. Wait, 19.3% load? That's tiny. That's probably perfect. That's what we need for going into where we're going. Load level 19%, is that really it? What is our fuel? Let me return fuel. We don't need 25,000. We're going to change that. So SimBrief said, I'm sure it's less than 10,000 probably. Min dispatch is 10,000. So yeah, SimBrief said, oh, we do have an alternate though. 12.2. I'm going to help myself out here. We're going to take 13,000 pounds. Let's round it up. Yeah, let's take 13,000. There we go. Load level 28%. Hey, I'm fine with it being super light because we got a super short runway and a super inexperienced pilot. And we're going to take we take 2,000 extra because we do have an alternate. So let's go ahead and with the init here, we go back, FMC, pause and init, SBSP for Sao Paulo, arrow right, GPS left, previous page, set IRS position, route page, SBSP, SBRJ. 25 passengers? Is that all that we have? Wow. It's a members only flight, I guess. I selected random and that's what it gave me. We're going to be a freaking rocket ship. We're going to be a rocket ship. Let's try it. What the hell? Departure, according to SimBrief. Let me put the SimBrief flight plan up here. I don't know if I want to do this. This one doesn't seem all that exciting. The SimBrief flight plan is as follows. I'll just put it in the chat. It's the Bahia 1 Nibru Upper Zulu 171. I kind of wanted to... I'm going to make my own. We're going to copy that a little bit. So we're going to depart 17 right. We're going to go off the BAIA1 Alpha to Nibru. Route, activate, execute. Next page. Now this is where I'm gonna make my own flight plan up here. Yeah, we're not gonna take. Why don't land on 02 right? I heard that was the fun one. After that approach, 25 paying customers is a crowd. Oh, that's savage, man. You're savage. I deserve it. All right, here we go. Up to SPRJ. So this is what SimBrief did, but this looks kind of basic to me, right? I want to do this. I want to do 02 right, and if I open the pages here, I wanted to do this approach. The RNAV Whiskey, I'm sorry, the RNP Whiskey is 02 right. This is what I want to do. This looks fun. I'm going to load this up off of Gilet. So I'm going to do this. We're going to go departure arrival. 02 right is really skillful if you use the RNAV Yankee. What about this one? RNAV Whiskey. 02 RNP AR. That's this one, isn't it? This is an RNP AR approach. This is a Whiskey with the turn. I want to do this one. We're doing it for cinematic purposes. I've never crashed on stream before. If I'm going to crash on stream, damn it, it's going to be in the PMDG 737. At least I can live that one down. So we're going to give it a shot. With a 10-knot tailwind, we're going to need some more bourbon for this. I agree, Ricardo. Okay, let's do it. Next page, RNAV Whiskey 02 right. I want to take it all the way out from Gilet. I'm not going to do a star. I'm just going to execute that, and then on the legs page here, I'm just going to go Nibru direct to Gilet, like that. Execute. We'll just combine those two legs up like that. Hey, that looks fine for me. Let's go back to our knit here. We already talked about the load. We're super light, 91.8. We're taking 3,000 reserve. Cost index, it's a short flight. I want things to happen slowly. Let's do 25. That seems high. Let's do...
Subscriber ahead. Look.
Thanks for the new subscribe. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard, Yemi. SimBrief said... What does SimBrief say? 330. That seems awfully high. I'll tell you what. Let's do 300. Oh, hell. You know what? We're super light. 310. All the way up. Execute. N1 limit. No derate. We're just going to blast out of here with 24K thrust. Drag required. We're already getting a drag required. I'm making me nervous now. Where are my Boeing pilots to let me know what the hell I'm doing wrong? All right, let's return. Let's go to the actual payload. Takeoff CG at this load is an even 24%. 24.0, 4.4 on the trim. V-speeds, 108. That's a super short runway. 108 and 111 VR. Damn, that's a Cessna speed. 111 for flaps 5? You would want to do it during the day. Gustavo, I'm going all in, man. We're doing it real time. That's what the people wanted to see. I was going to do something over here and I forget what it was. All right, 4.4 on the trim. Let's set that, which is basically, there's 4. I'll try it at night, real time. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it to you guys. I'll put a poll in chat. You guys let me know when you want to do this flight. We're going to see. All right, let's continue with the rest of the loading while you get to the guys get on that. So our speeds are set. That looks good. Nothing to change there. We don't have any ATC, so straight up to 310.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thanks for the new subscribe, my Emperor91. Welcome to the channel, sir. Thank you for the subscribe. Oh, let me reconnect to that sim. That's on there. Gustavo 121, he says on the speed, so we'll do 121. It just looks so abnormally low. 121 off of 17 on the heading, right? So we'll spin that around. Let's see, so we got 31, 121, 170 on the heading. We'll get the flight directors after engine start. That looks good. Let's go ahead and get the fuel pumps on and fire up the APU. Tinder, XYZ adult dating site, huh? Well, we are in Brazil. Don't click that link. Thank you, whoever smashed that, Carta. Appreciate that. At night, you have to do the full RNAV, not one of the fun ones. Well, you know, that's in real life. This is sim. Wow, 61 to 38. If you haven't voted, take a vote now. I'll let it run till about takeoff, and then we'll close the vote. You're real good at this. Have you considered a career in commercial aviation? No, not at all. Let's go ahead and set the altimeters 3006, which in hectopascals is 1018. 1018. He synced on my side. That's good. Let's pre-plan a pushback. Starting to feel more at home in this airplane here. Or at stand 5, we're going to push back into the alley here. That is set. Why is there an ILS text on the screen? Probably because it's picking up an ILS. Not quite sure. Speaking of, let's reset our TCAS to 2000. TARA is set, and 22.8 is a set. All right. This plane is way more complex than the 146. It's way different, I'll tell you that.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
I do have random failures and service-based failures enabled. All right. Let's close up doors first. Here we go. Return doors. Close. Ground services. Stand by. I love that power flicker. That is off. Release him. Remove the chocks. And doors are closed. Checking up top. The lights are out. Here we go. Window heat is coming on. And we're going to go right down the panel. That's coming on. We'll get that after start. Electrics for pushback. Seatbelt sign is on. Anti-collision light is on. APU bleed is coming on. A yaw damper is on. That's on APU gen. Is that normal? I think so. Speeds will be like a 319, almost empty on a short flight. Homesick angel for sure. All right, let's do this. He's going to connect up front. We're closed up. Beacon is on. Thank you, Carta. All right. The bots know it's a night flight, so that's why they were out in force. Thanks, Carta, for putting the band hammer down. You should do a V1 cut in this airplane. Yeah, if you guys want to go off the end of the runway on a burning fireball, maybe. What's the normal amount of fuel left when you land? That depends on the airplane. Like speaking for the Airbus, we have different fuel minimums for the different airplanes, ranging from 6,000 on 321 to 5.6 to 5,000, 4,000, 4.6, and 4.6 and 4,000 on the Neo. So it just depends. But generally speaking, less than 4,000 pounds on any commercial jet is getting pretty freaking low. I mean, even in a Neo, at 4.0, I'm like, okay, we are doing this for real. Why is my display source messed up? I don't remember seeing that before there. All right, let's go ahead and push back. Brakes are released. We're pushing back. Let's go ahead and start engines. Off. And AP back on. There comes the demand. And let's go ahead and ground 2. Here we go. It's starting. Set the display source on overhead to auto. Oh, potato, I will check that. So when I loaded in, it was completely dark, and I heard something, I clicked something in the dark on accident. That's probably what I did. Okay, so I'm going to look for display source on overhead to auto. Above fuel pumps, set all to middle. All right. Above the fuel pumps. Ah, there we go. Thank you. So that's what I must have accidentally clicked when I was in the dark fumbling around. All right, we have a good start on engine 2. Let's go ahead and ground engine 1. Remember the first time I ever sat in a 737 jump seat, first time I ever sat in a commercial airliner jump seat, it was a Southwest 737. I was just a lonely freight dog flying turboprops, oohing and on at the airplane, at the commercial jets. And the very first time I was in the jump seat, the coolest things happened. I mean, I thought it was cool, but we're pushing back from the gate in Oakland, and I'm just a young aviator, you know, taking it all in. And the captain obviously had been at Southwest for a very, very long time, and he looks at the FO and goes, "Turn 2." And I just thought it was so cool. He's like, "Turn 2?" I'm like, "Turn 2? What does he mean, turn 2?" And he's like, "Oh, he's starting engine 2." And I don't know, turn 2 just sounded cooler than start engine 2. But I don't know, it's one of those things that stuck. Brake is set. Probably need fuel. We got fuel. Engine 1 is online. Phase 1, check your trim. Check your trim, man. Make sure your trim is set. All right, RTO flaps 5.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
So since we are going to be at night, I'm going to reset this view to not be inside the cabin, because the cabin lighting is a little distracting. So let me reset these views here outside of the window for y'all. So that's set. And this one will be set outside of the window. And I'm going to do the same to this side so we have good views tonight, because it looks like you guys are crazy. And we're going to be flying this sucker at night. All right, views are set. Let's do an after start. We are flaps 5. I said it blindly. We are flaps 5 in the slot. RTO. Flight directors are coming on. Let me go up top here, get the bus transfer. APU is coming off. Probe heat. APU bleed off. Packs and auto. I think that looks good. Oh, flight altitude. Again, 1930 called. They want their cruise altitude window selector back. 310 is set. Hydraulics are set. Dome light is coming off. Let's turn down the background lighting here. So that's main panel. I want that one on. Dim our DUs a little bit. This sucker's blinding me. That's the Abris. There we go. That's way down. Then I got to turn this floodlight off. We're doing a full-blown night flight here, folks. You guys asked for it. Isolation valve to auto. Isolation valve to auto. Thank you. Cruise altitude is set. Oh, or I'm sorry, the landing field elevation. All right. Brakes off. I'm going to do a config check. Looks good to me. Taxi lights coming on. Sao Paulo traffic, goal 357. Going to be taxi runway 17 right. Sao Paulo. Is the cockpit fully functional? Absolutely. Guys, I really hope just the sounds, like sitting here on this view, I'm going to do it again. Increasing the thrust. The sound set and the modeling of this airplane have got me so excited. The Phoenix better live up to its height, because I tell you what, I am in love with this airplane. Why is my flight director not on? Oh, it is. Flight director on. Flight director on. Flight director on. LNAV, VNAV. We'll save the auto throttle for a below-the-line item. Spoid brake is armed. P-Wig says, I always leave the generator bleed off when starting engines and leave APU on. Interesting. Okay. Gustavo, you landed with 700 pounds? Oh my word. See, if that happened here, the FAA would be involved. That's a big time.
Subscriber.
No.
Ahead. Look up.
Gustavo says, recycle the FOFD. It's set to the primary one. So how do you know? Ah. Is that right? How'd you know that? So I've got a single dash line. Master FD is selected on FO side. Turn them off and then select yours first. Okay. Again, another 1930 situation coming in. Flight director. Actually, no, that's not true. Flight directors weren't a thing. Okay, so now I got FD with nothing on mine and nothing on his. So I'm trying to learn. The M over the FD. There's an M? Oh, well, I'll be damned. Look, master, right? God, you guys see, this is, man, I know, I stream to make content for you guys, but another main reason I love streaming with you guys in chat is I learned so much that I would never otherwise learn. Unless I'm watching, a tutorial video or a video with someone flying this exact airplane that I want to fly. Short of going through the manual myself, which I'll be honest with you, I'm not very good at. I kind of tend to skip manuals. in Sim World. I wouldn't learn any of this stuff.
Look up.
LNAV and VNAV are now off. Uh-huh. Makes sense. Recycle the flight directors. LNAV, VNAV armed. Good deal. So it looks like somebody on final over there. Bruno, you've been flying a 7.3 for a while and you're learning lots? Awesome, man. The 700 pounds was under investigation of local NTSB. Captain and instructor messed up pretty bad. Safety pilot took control from student. Took control and land with emergency. Wow. Don't mind me as I take out a couple taxiway lights here. That's crazy. That's scary, man. That's like 700 pounds. I mean, that's a fart of fuel for the Airbus. Guy was sacked 1 year later after messing with a fault open cargo door in flight. Oh my gosh. Wow, dude. Crazy. And a good thing they sacked him. Carter says you might want to change ILS frequency to stop showing ILS info. Maybe set any local VOR for backup nav. Oh, is that? Well, you know what? I want to keep that because what if I have to come back around? Right? What if I have to come back around? Sao Paulo traffic. Goal 357, holding short of 17 right for landing traffic, Sao Paulo. We got somebody on final over there. We'll hold short. Boop. We'll watch him land. Why didn't I set... I didn't set a course. Yeah, I should set the return course. That would be smart. I guess I thought it would be, but because I reset the airplane, it's not there. It's on 000. I gotta redial it. Team Vodka, what's going on, man? Did you make it? You make it to the stream? Glad to have you on board. Well, obviously you made it, but I guess I was trying to say, did you make it back from the bar okay? Did you pick up the PMDG 737 and Microsoft Flight Simulator yet? The new goal livery is out on Flight Sim TO. Carta, I need a link, or any mod, I need a link to that new goal livery. And we need to hit 25k subs because we're doing a dedicated South America tour at 25k subs. I'm pumped now. I want to go all over South America. We're going to start at the very north, go through Colombia, come down maybe the west coast of South America, then cut across. Who do we have landing here? Ooh, a Latam 319. Oh, look at that beautiful Airbus. What a proper airplane. Wow, he smashed that sucker. What a beautiful sight to see an Airbus. Is that a nav light or is that a street light? I think that's a street light. I don't know. Sao Paulo traffic, Goal 357, going to line up and wait. Runway 17 right, Sao Paulo. Alright, auto throttle's armed. Brakes are off. Lights are coming on. We're going to Cont.
São Paulo, São 704, livro, pisando, assim da direita, vai seguir, tá? Até o vídeo.
Team Vodka is happening? Nice. That's awesome. Traffic button for range rings. Thanks, Carta. I'm going to try to take full runway length here, although I have a feeling it's not going to be any problem at all with this weight. We're not derating. Ah, stupid mouse thing. Messed up my lineup. With this weight, we are going to be rocketing. But Flight Deck to Sim said no more than 20 degrees pitch. So we're going to comply with that. And we're probably going to overspeed something. So Godspeed. Hope you guys are buckled up and ready to go. I got to learn how to steer this thing because it is nowhere near as long as the Airbus apparently because I keep oversteering or understeering oversteering, excuse me, for the lineups. And he's off the runway, right? He is. He's over there. All right, here we go. Yoga's in chat. Spool him up 50. Yoke cam is coming on. Sao Paulo traffic. Goal 357, departing runway 17 right to the north. Sao Paulo. Yoga's in chat. Space shuttle status. Here we go. Stable. Uh-oh. Abort, abort, abort. Oh, shit, we're going. Is it trim? Rip. Flight deck to sim, I hope you're not watching. V1, rotate, Godspeed, here we go. Positive rate, gear up. Oh my, look at this speed on this thing. Look at that speed arrow. We're out of here. Oh, disarm the speed brakes. Thank you. All right, that was a little bit of a cluster. Apologies for that. I already went above 20 degrees. Wow, it's easy to get above 20 degrees. All right, we're N1, LNAV, VNAV speed. Christian speed brake arm. Wait, so you don't arm the speed brake for takeoff in the Boeing? That's ridiculous. You don't arm the speed brake? All right, there's flaps 1. Flap 0. I mean, it was like we were at V1 before I even realized that the takeoff warning was going on. Like, that happened so quick. I mean, that was literally Toga, 80 knots, V1 rotate. That's how fast that happened. That was insane. All right, we're pretty much good there. My trim is acting up again because of honeycomb, so we're just going to go Command A. Wow, that was fun. LNAV, VNAV, N1. We're climbing out. Let's enjoy this departure over Brescia. Ooh, adult dating site. Cool, don't click that. You're gone. Thanks, Carter. Sorcerer Dave. So what's funny is I did the takeoff config. At the ramp, and we were fine. But then I armed the speed brake just as I guess, an Airbus habit, right? Look at the moon reflection on the wing. Goodness. So as an Airbus habit, I armed the speed brake after we were taxiing out, which I guess is why you do a takeoff config. It's the last thing you do. My bad. It 1930s handbook says no arming to speed brake. That's probably because they didn't even have speed brake arming back then. They haven't changed it since then. Phase 1, that's why you were getting it too? Gustavo says the green light you saw there before lining is where the memorial for the crash landing of TAM 3054. They overrun right there. Wow. Gustavo, is that the overrun when it was... I'm trying to remember. Was that because it was a real big storm? And they landed halfway down the runway? Was that the one? That's crazy.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
I did not start the timer at takeoff, no, but you know what, guys? I actually checked in the 1930s handbook, and it said if you don't start the chrono, the airplane will still fly. So I think we're going to be all right. Bill, I'm working with that FSUI PC. I don't know why it's doing that. I restarted it. I was connected. I'm gonna see if I can fix this. Hold on. Give me a second. You guys enjoy the wing view. I'm gonna try to fix this overlay. So this happened on the reset here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually close it. Hopefully it doesn't crash my sim. I'm going to reset FSUIPC completely. Let's give Fly Live a minute to think about life here. We're well above, oh my gosh, we're at 19,000 feet. Logo light, a wing light. Now that's just beautiful though. That's exactly what happened with the Lufthansa in Warsaw years, some years prior, where the captain done the same. Wow. He said, no, the report is inconclusive, but the report states the captain never retarded thrust lever 2 because reverser was in op and it was raining. Not only was it raining, the runway was recently repaved and not grooved. That's one thing I do know about South America. A lot of the runways are not grooved. Actually, we have that in red letters on almost all of our company pages and all the South America airports. It says, use caution when wet, runway not grooved. For the most of them are that way. Exactly what happened with Lufthansa and Warsaw. Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking of. RTO arm, the auto brake, when the spoilers, the auto plan rejected takeoffs. Okay, cool. To recap that warning on takeoff, if it's Boeing, we're going. Jeff, Jeff L., I want to talk about that for a second because you bring up a very interesting point. We have a very short flight. So I'm going to talk about it here real quick. So, Jeff, that mentality, he says, if it's Boeing, we're going. So, some years ago, U.S. Airways crew taken off out of Philadelphia, 27 left, in an Airbus 320, I believe. I don't know the flight number. But they basically crashed on takeoff. Now, they didn't crash per se, but the aircraft was completely rendered destroyed, even though everybody was okay. What happened was the captain just got off the 737. Been a 737 guy his entire career. He's in the Airbus, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the FO was either a new to the Airbus or he had also been on the 737. Either way, he was an inexperienced FO and a captain that had a ton of experience, all in the 737, very little in the Airbus. They were originally assigned runway, what's the opposite of 278? 9? 9. Yeah, the 9. They were initially assigned runway 9er for departure, which is the opposite end. Philly changed it on their taxi out. So, was it 1702? Basically, what happened was they changed the runway departure runway, right? ATC did. So they taxied down to 27 left, and they didn't change the performance in the McDo for the Airbus. And if you guys know Airbus, if you don't change it, there's a lot predicated on the fly-by-wire and the rotation law and the performance. A lot of that stuff is predicated on what's in the box. So they completely ignored the box switch. They said, "Oh, we'll change it in the air, or whatever." They line up on the runway. They go to take off, and all of their V speeds dropped out because they weren't on the proper runway. So all the V speeds they had set for runway 9, they all just dropped out. No V speeds. Now, there is a method of handling this the correct way. If you have a V speed drop out above, or at any time during the takeoff roll, it's not necessarily an abort, but there's a method. Basically, you switch to a flight director's off takeoff, and you have to at least know what your speeds are, right? These guys didn't even know what their speeds were because they never ran them for 2.7. To make a long story short, they ended up rotating at the wrong speed. They had a tail strike. The airplane got airborne momentarily and then came back down, smashed down extremely hard, damaged the gear, destroyed the airframe. Basically, I don't know if they cracked the hole or whatever, but had a big tail strike. They ended up stopping. I don't know how on earth they stopped. I mean, Airbus brakes for the win. But they ended up stopping before overrunning. And everybody was fine. I think there were just minor injuries, but the aircraft was completely totaled. And that all came from that mentality of being in the Boeing, where like, oh, we'll take care of it in the air, or don't worry about it, we'll fix it later. The airplane will fly. Not so much with the Airbus. I mean, yes, it could have flown if it was handled properly. But it was that mentality, and it's funny. I mean, obviously it's funny, and you make a good point here in the sim, because yeah, it is what it is in the sim. But that actually happened in real life, and it cost those guys some serious recurrent training. I don't remember what happened. I think the captain ended up being forcibly retired, and then the FO had to go do some training. But all right, we have a very short flight. We're leveling at 310. Let's go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. And I need to start studying the approach here. So I'm going to put data on there. Top of descent is right there. So we don't have a star. We just are going to focus on the actual approach chart itself. Airbus command to go around, and pilots didn't understand. Airbus released auto brakes and they didn't stop. Oof. That was 1702? Alright, so let's see here. 02 right. I want to pull out the charts for this. I can't believe we're going to attempt this at night. Alright, approach 02 right, RNAV, whiskey. I'm going to just pin that chart, make it big. Alright, I guess 2,700 feet will be the bottom at RJ032. Or I guess we'll set Gellet at 6. Don't get below the altitude before turning base because of the hills, alright? We got 6,000 set. We're doing this real time. You guys crazy. There is some hills. There are some hills. I got you, man. All right. Mandatory 6,000 at Gellet. Now, this is where my questions, I have questions for an RNAV procedure. There's obviously no hard tuning of an ILS. Yeah, Bill, I don't know why it didn't. Let me actually let me do a hard restart on Fly Live. Because FSUIPC is running. And it is connected. So for the RNP, at the initial, can I just select approach mode? Or do you keep this in just LNAV, VNAV path all the way down? That would be my initial question, is as we start this approach over Gellet at 6, I guess I just stay in LNAV, VNAV path? That's my first question. Why are we climbing? Just a little bit of a Microsoft thing there. All right, so essentially we're going to come all the way down. We have a super tight RNP turn, max 140 at RJ083. Let me look at the legs here. RJ801, 802, next page. So it's got 160. The speeds are in here, so it's all set up here correctly. All right, LNAV, VNAV all the way. Don't push the approach button. Keep it in LNAV, VNAV. Thank you, guys. We're going to do that. We're going to keep it in LNAV, VNAV. All right, so if we keep it in LNAV, VNAV, I assume this would probably be a company procedure, but what's the lowest altitude that you could set in the MCP? Would it be 2,700? Or can I actually set minimums of, you know, if it's 305, I can set 310 maybe? What was the lowest altitude that I should select in the MCP if I'm going to be doing an LNAV, VNAV approach? We're also going to be config 40 on this one too. Actually, I turned the RTO off. I never did that. I never turned that to off either. We'll sit out here and look at this view for a little bit. Not sure if the 73G, as it is right now, is IN capable, but I can do the LNAV VNAV. All right. Dial in the minimum altitude and then dial in missed approach altitude after. Okay, so similar to an Airbus then. We're going to do the minimum altitude. Oh, the actual minimums. So 400, we'll round it up. We'll do the minimum and then go around after minimums, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna set 2700 for now because that's at RJ032, the intermediate fix. This is just something that I'm kind of, something that in our books that we do. So we're gonna have 2700 because we're assuming that we're cleared for the approach. We don't have any ATC to worry about. Well, we have SAM flight service station on, but that's fine. Mandatory 48. Here's the radius to fix. Basically, looks like we gotta be fully configured at RJ803, excuse me, at max of 140. Our init speed, flap 40, 115, that'll be good. And we're gonna do max auto brakes. That'll be good. And I'm gonna have to toggle the reversers manually for touchdown. Minimum plus 40 for a non-precision. The aircraft needs 40 feet to start the go-round. Set the DA initially once you cross the missed approach altitude on the way down. You can set missed approach altitude. Yeah, minimum plus 40. So the minimum for this would be 345, 350. So I guess 400. Round up. I mean, we're obviously going to see it. It's a visual night. If we do have to go around, missed approach is climb to 5,500. Oh, that's the wrong one. Baro mins are, rad mins are 296. So Baro is 305. Barrel mins are now set at 305 and we're approaching TOD. There we go. I had to do a hard reset of Fly Live too. On final approach fix, you need to set RNP to 0.1. On the FAF, let's approach reference. Perf. Prague, page 2. All right. Vertical deviation, cross-track air, RTA report, RNP progress, actual 0.06. So here, maybe page 3, maybe page 4, RNP, and then the actual. I need to set RMP to 0.1. All right. Well, I could have set it here too. I got you. Yeah, RMP 0.1, actual is 0.07. So we actually have more accuracy than required. Let's get a little bit of drag as we come down. Let me get the recorder ready because we do not want to miss this one. Flight recorder's up. Ever flown in a Midway? I have. Not in a very long time, but I actually flew an Embraer 190 in there before. That is set. Looks like we're back on it. I'm going to bring the speed brake out. I guess I don't really need a vertical path right now. Turn that down a little bit. This cockpit is just so freaking sharp looking. For RMP approaches, the FCOM says at least 3,000 feet below MAA, set MAA. We are headed to Santos Dumont. Isn't Midway a Southwest 320 hub? You're absolutely right. That's my mistake. You know, I have been to Midway on the Southwest 320 many times. I stand corrected. Moonlighting, though. I guess we haven't seen any outside views. Look at the reflections from the cabin on the wing. Are you kidding? That's awesome. We departed from Sao Paulo. Key 6, exactly. The Druzreki design Midway is amazing. I'll have to check it out. For Microsoft Flight Sim? We're gonna listen to some Samba on the ground. I actually like this view the best right here. I can't believe you guys voted for a nighttime on this. This is crazy. Here's the deal. If we have to go around, we'll do a go around and come back and do it in the daytime. This plane, there's an option for brakes, and let me go to my secondary FMC here with all my options. I'm not actually sure what I put on this one. Maybe it's under aircraft equipment. That sounds right. $15 pages. Holy shays. Does Goal have HUDs? Should put a HUD on. Ooh, I should have loaded up. Hey, can I change it to short field performance package? This is we are on a carbon braking system. There you go. I found it. Carbon brake on this aircraft. I kind of want to put the short field package on there. What does that do? We're on the VNAV path. Let's go ahead and reset the altimeter. 1016, according to Microsoft, 1016 is set. 1016 is set. 1016 is set. I can see Brazil. Well, we're in Brazil the whole time, I guess, but. Reclone, what's up? Glad to be tuning in. How's your flight going? It's going really well. We had a nice flight into Sao Paulo. We did a go around because we almost hit some power lines. Everybody voted to do a nighttime flight for one of the most challenging approaches that I think I've seen on paper. And we're doing it in a 737, which I don't really know how to fly all that well. So it should be entertaining at the very least. But welcome aboard. Maybe it is just a higher thrust rating. Speaking of O'Hare, do you have a good O'Hare penalty box story for us? Think about that one. Well, I remember sitting in the O'Hare penalty box one time and watched United taxi into the dirt. I remember seeing that happen. 737 and missed the turn initially. Then he started to make the turn really sharp and ended up dragging a tire in the dirt. Didn't say anything about it. I assume he reported it to somebody else, but we weren't going to tattle on him. ORD penalty box, man. Oh, the hours I've spent over there in those penalty boxes. Carter, that's right. I don't know if this is a verified one, though, from Goal. I'd have to check. But yeah, you're right. In the PMDG Ops Center, which is really cool, you have a option for the verified liveries, which all the equipment is set specifically to that tail number. Vidic, what's up, man? Welcome. I did get the Paulo Ricardo scenery. I do have the Paulo Ricardo scenery for this approach. And there is 10,000. Hopefully we're going to start slowing to 250. Let's go ahead and light it up so I don't have to worry about this low to the ground. Oh, yeah. That lighting, though, it's just unbelievably awesome. The sim sounds up a little bit. Here we go. The short field performance package changes were developed starting in 2004 in response to Goal's needs at Santos Dumont Airstrip in Rio de Janeiro. Is there anything wrong with activating that performance package in flight? Can I do it? Since it is for this airline at this airport, maybe I should turn it on. I wonder if I can do it in flight, though. Vote to move time to sunset. Only one way to find out if we change it in flight. Could do sunrise. Why don't we do sunrise? There we go. Best of both worlds. Best of both worlds. Still dark, but now we can see the terrain a little bit better. You definitely can change it. All right. Short field performance package is activated. Wow, look at these views. All right, we got to pay attention though. Here we go. All right, there's 6,000. I'm going to start the recording in a little bit here. Maybe out of like 3,000 feet we'll start to record. All right, so we're LNAV, VNAV path, 240. FMC speed. The next speed restriction is 160. Thank you. Definitely want to have that on. Train on ND is on. Don't want that. We'll just do a regular terrain.
2,500.
It's not painting it though. Maybe it's something to do with changing it in flight. There it goes. Now it's painting. Alright, we're looking good now. Check if it has a tail skid. On a 700? I don't think so. Wow, that looks good. Alright, out of this next waypoint, we'll start the record. Sergio, you've never managed to land 02 right? Great. Thanks for the confidence boost. You have to fly by next to the buildings to make it right. We're going to do our best. I kind of want a long replay. That way we can watch the whole replay from a wing view or something. Alright, we're going to start the record now. Recording checked. I guess we should just fly the airplane. We'll enjoy the recording here in a little bit. Coming back on the speed. The short field performance package will make the leading edge flaps extend fully only when landing flap settings, and therefore SFP aircraft are much harder to slow down. Well, then I should probably start helping it out with some speed brake. Speed brake is out. And we're slowing down. We always have the gear if we need it. Alright, volumes are up. Yoke cam is up. Flaps 5, here we come. VREF up to flaps 5 for flap 5 is 250. Alright. So we're good. It actually looks like it's coming all the way back. We're going to leave it in FMC speed. I guess it's coming all the way back. We can go to flaps 15 before getting the gear out. So flaps 15. These views though. Who needs Navigraph charts? We get rid of that. Oh, sorry, my water's in the way. Really? Man, that horn is serious. We're at 2,700. We need to keep coming down, though. We got a little bit high, I think. I think we got a little bit high. We're 800 feet high. We're a lot of it high.
2,500.
Come on, baby. 700 feet high. 600 feet high. Come on, we're catching it. We got record going, so we're just going to fly the airplane up here. Come on down, baby. We're almost at a 500 feet high. We're catching it.
Caution, terrain.
Terrain check. Probably would have to inhibit
Caution,
that in real
terrain.
life. 300 feet high. It's coming down.
Caution, terrain.
Terrain check.
Caution, terrain.
Alright, we're just past 200
Caution,
feet high
terrain.
now. We're coming up on path.
Caution, terrain.
Stow it.
Caution, terrain.
Arm it.
Caution,
117.
terrain. Caution, terrain.
Terrain check. I don't know where the inhibit
1,000.
button is. 1,000
Caution,
feet, we're
terrain.
stable. Oh my goodness. Okay, this replay is going to be one for the ages. We're going to hang on to that.
Terrain.
Are we going in front of this rock?
Caution. Terrain.
Ah, where's the train inhibit? I think it's over here
terrain.
somewhere. Forget it.
Caution. Terrain.
Yeah. Terrain check? Bank angle check?
Caution.
We're going in
terrain.
front of this rock. Oh my word. There's the runway. Come on, baby. Approaching minimums.
500.
All right, runway is in sight. Autopilot's off. Or to hand fly it. We're gonna leave the auto throttle on just for a second. Auto throttle disengaged. My throttles. We're landing on the right side. Runway in sight. 2 whites, 2 reds. This might work out, guys. This might work out. We got an 8-knot crosswind from the right. Setting up just a little bit of a crab here. Now we're getting a little high. Wow, you get high quick on this thing. Come back down. Come back down now. Get it in the slot.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Check. Close. Hold the attitude. Oh, reverse is green. No, it's not. I can't get my reversers to bind. Wow, that's a shame. We did it without reverse thrust. That's impressive. Manual brakes. Wow. This thing stops on a dime. That was impressive as far as stopping performance. Wow. I mean, we were only doing 120 knots, but this thing stopped in 2,000 feet. This literally stopped in 2,000 feet. I gotta fix my reverse was working just fine, and then Christian Ionscu made me change it. Jeez, Christian. Come on, man. Whew, those carbon brakes. All right, we're not going to reconfigure. We're just going to go ahead and cross both runways. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rio. More likes than views. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hitting the like button, hanging out with me today. We're going to watch that replay. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now. We're going to taxi across both runways here. You know what? I will reconfigure slightly. I think we were about flaps 15 when we landed. Or started the replay, excuse me. Wow. That's a shame I didn't have the reversers bound properly. I'm gonna have to go over, like, it's weird. I go into reverse.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can go into idle reverse, but I can't go into full reverse. Huh. I'm going to have to reset it to how I had it before. All right, the gates are down there at the end. Let's take it all the way in. We're just going to leave the lights on for the replay mode so we don't have to listen to all the click sounds. Look at that sunrise, though, guys. Wow. There's smoke coming from the left side. Don't use FMC speed in the Boeing on RNP? Whew. That must be out of the 1930s playbook too. I'll have to correct that next time. Short field has increased flight spoiler deflection on the ground that improves. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they all did with short field performance, but that thing stopped on a dime. I mean, if you were a passenger, you probably were really feeling the G's in your seat. There's no way. None shall pass. You excited? You just ordered the Thrustmaster Boeing yoke? Hey, I am pumped too. Guess what? Mine shows up tomorrow. I will be doing a stream tomorrow at some time, depending on when that shows up. So If you want to see that, if you want to see my live reactions to the kind of how the Boeing yoke handles compared to the Honeycomb Alpha yoke, make sure you tune into that. Make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are on, because like I said, I don't know when I'm going to actually stream that yet. I haven't set a time. So I do appreciate all you hanging out with me today. I appreciate the likes. We had more likes than viewers. You guys absolutely rock. All the new subscribers, some new members. 10 for 10 all the way around. I kind of want to park next to this Airbus. It makes me feel better about life. Let's do that. Or we taxi it all this way. Let me park next to a real airplane over there. In score, you fiddled with sensitivity to get it to work? All right, man. Thank you. I'm going to mess with it later. Ah, there's a vehicle in the way there.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Get out the way, man. Get out the way. Yeah, this is what we do in real life. And when that's happening, like, move, dude. I don't want to trigger a crash. Will it trigger a crash if I hit him? I mean, I will destroy that tug. A forklift? Why do we have forklifts? Man, you Brazilians are crazy. All right, let's watch the replay. Hey, none shall pass. Same here. The problems with the trim and all that stuff, I'm right there with you. That's what pushed me to do it. All right, we're going to disconnect from VATSIM. I'm going to throw you guys in the replay mode. This is going to be one amazing replay. I'm going to move it forward a little bit just to the landing. I'll pause it. Move it forward.
2,500.
We'll watch it from like right here. We'll watch a couple together. We'll watch one from here. And then we'll watch one or two touchdowns. And then I'm going to wind it all the way back to the beginning and let you guys enjoy it without any talking in the background. So let's enjoy this one together. Now that it's daytime, I could kind of bring my views back. Look at the Ferris wheel down there. Oh my goodness. Print screen. Look at that sun and the clouds. Goodness. Look at this view, guys. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Look, I'm going to give you max realism in the window. Print screen. This is stupid. This is absolutely a juice. How many members do we have? Just turn the chat to juice, please. Turn the chat to juice. This is unreal. We successfully juicified the chat. 100% pure non-pasteurized juice there, indeed. That was unbelievable. That was just... Hey, Phoenix devs. The pressure is on, my friends. Because this is hard to believe that... I don't know how this can get better unless it was an Airbus. But it better, I mean, they better bring it, because this looks amazing. These views with the wing textures and the shine off the wing. There we go. We'll watch the touchdown from here. I didn't want to float. What was the landing rate? Anybody even know? It doesn't pop up on my screen. Wow. wonder if I can hack it. I can hack the replay a little bit. You can see I was trying to get it to come out, but it kept toggling back. All right, let me pause that. I want to watch one or two from like right here, from outside. Let's see what it looked like. Okay, let's back it up a little bit. I'm gonna watch one more from the outside view. Wow. All right. Pause. Let's wind it all the way back. Wind it all the way back.
Terrain.
Right about here. Resume. The sun is rising. The flaps are coming out. Sail is coming on the radio. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in today on another two-leg, two-sector stream in the lovely PMDG 737 and Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm absolutely in love with this airplane. I'm in love with this simulator. I can't wait to see what else it brings, what other future flights. Look at the stadium down there. Just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Mods, thank you for hanging out, keeping the trolls at bay. Thank you, everybody, for the donations. Thank you for the new subscriptions. Had a lot of new subscribers. You guys are awesome. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy this content. Everyone else hanging out and chat with me, hit the like button for me before you do leave. Because this is like-worthy. I mean, this is really nice. All right, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Gustavo, for the help and the assistance as well. I guess we're going to stay out here. Thanks for the assistance, Gustavo, and everyone else that helped with the Boeing stuff. I will see you guys tomorrow with the TCA Boeing Yoga. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Enjoy this beautiful sunset. See ya!